Muse tribute, I'm going to cut down to one mic.
Just one mic. And it's going to be in the kitchen where we are not. 7 feet away. Yeah. I know. I love you, Muse. I really do. The trick is yelling at echoes. That's the real trick. What? That's the real trick. I can have the echoes later.
Well, Will Smith has never played a badass quarterback. If you were going to go that route, you'd be like...
Wait, why does it have to be a quarterback, okay?
Jamie Foxx.
Go down the list of things Will Smith has saved us from. Will Smith has saved us from aliens, from cyborgs, from zombies, from vampires.
Which cyborgs?
Like, cyborgs, the ones in iRobot. No, those are just robots. Gotcha, okay, cyborgs. He saved us from cyborgs at some point, or he's been a cyborg, I know that.
He wasn't. He was a cyborg in iRobot.
He was a cyborg helping us against the robots.
Damn it.
He's also been a drunk superhero.
He's gonna play. Actually,
that was actually pretty good.
Hancock was fucking awesome. He is slotted to play.
You have your hand in the cock?
Deadshot.
Wait,
in the new Suicide Squad movie. Yeah,
that's dumb. I heard Ryan Reynolds was official as Deadpool now.
Yeah, but woo, Deadpool! We're all in 6th grade again. He's funny. We got his joke. I'll be that guy.
That's fine.
But
I'm okay with this.
I'm just saying I'm more excited about that than whoever you just said is Deadshot.
Dude, Will Smith is Deadshot? That's gonna be awesome.
Is Deadshot black?
No. Why is everybody saying that? Like that?
I'm just saying he's not a good fit.
That's yeah. Hands up, don't shoot.
Brandon, maybe he's just gonna go whiteface.
That seemed pretty racist.
Yeah, maybe he's gonna do the opposite of Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder.
Jeremy, cut all this out.
Nope. Maybe he'll pull a White Chicks and make a really good movie.
Did he just reference White Chicks in good
I
movie?
Did.
Jeremy, cut this out.
I'm going to cut that part out. No, that's just going to be the intro. Brandon acting stupid.
Yeah, that's fair. Hello and welcome to Learn to Wargame, the audio podcast. This is episode 19, and I am Brandon, or PG Mutilus on the forums, and I don't play anything right now, apparently.
This is Max. I lurk on the forums, and I play Crix and things like that. Maybe other things like Scorn, and yes, save me.
Don't worry, Max, you can stop now.
Spence, go.
Hi, I'm Spence. I play... badly.
Today, Spence will be played by a 14-year-old British boy.
Okay, so we're going to do that then.
Oh, dear God, no.
Wait a tick.
This is me. I choose to remain anonymous.
We all know it's you, Jeremy.
Damn it.
Jeremy's here!
Now we can't be posted on the forums.
That's true.
You know, the only time I play with Jeremy is when he's face down in defense mode.
Don't rape me, bro.
Bro rape.
What? I'm sorry, he likes the Axe body spray.
Like half a can. All right, so moving on. Today we'll be talking about things. One of them may be or may not be the Stormwall, and how it fits into the faction. Might be a short, normal episode with a long.
No, I think we should go Storm Strider.
Storm Striders and how they fit into the meta.
Yeah,
with Stormwalls.
You know, if you really listen to podcasts, you listen to all the preamble, all of it.
Do you not?
Me?
Yeah,
I masturbate to the preamble.
No.
I'm gonna cut this one short then.
That's what she said.
It's already doesn't need that long.
All right,
Boom.
so I was thinking we'll start off with solos and go through and then end up with Warcasters because, you know...
Hey, we actually have a unit that helps.
Holy shit.
I know.
Wait,
Unlike Beast Handlers did
Yeah.
in Scorn. If you listen to us, which I'm sorry, you might actually...
I really apologize.
Yes, you might have heard our last episode with the Mammoth that we did.
That was 2 episodes ago.
Exactly, the last episode. So we're going to go ahead and continue now on our concept of doing Gargantuans and Colossals and how they fit into the factions. So moving into solos, we're going alphabetical in War Room.
Shit.
First obvious one is Captain Arlen's Strange Ways. Power booster can be good. Usually only if you're running 2 Stormwalls probably is the time you're going to want a power booster.
Repair's a thing.
Journeyman Warcaster is probably the most obvious among any else because of Arcane Shield.
I have a question. Why is Arlen a better repair guy than Darius?
Because
Darius is
he
to focus on other
is
things. Why is
Better.
Kraos not a weapon master? Because they have to focus on other things.
Because
Yeah,
he's armor
'cause he's
piercing
busy
in his
doing
greatest
paperwork.
form.
There are only so many things in the day you can study, okay?
I actually tend to agree with Spence on that one. I'm pretty sure that's why. Because the solos are supposed to be people who have devoted their lives to like one thing.
One
And
is
the
in
Warcasters are just better, but they have to be better at everything, so they don't have time to work on the other things. Why don't they teach every Warcaster Arcane Shield? It wouldn't make sense. Like,
Why don't other factions have juniors? Regular juniors, not the fucking special asshole juniors that don't matter.
oh, why doesn't everyone have Journeyman Warcaster as an entry
Yes,
in their
like
army
why is
book?
there not another one like in every faction?
Because Cygnar is like the only country with like an actual academy, as far as I know.
Luckily, nobody goes and raids Cygnar for all this shit.
No, just individual children that are twins. Half of them.
That does happen. Did you hit your head on the mic?
I did.
I'm sorry.
It's like, how come when fucking Crick steals a Warcaster from Cygnar, it's the most OP bitch in the fucking game, okay?
It's not.
not.
She missed a good one.
Should have stole both.
Yeah. Can you imagine if Epic Haley was a Crixcaster?
Could you imagine if Denegro was a fucking Cygnar caster?
Oh my god, that might actually be worse.
Denny won in Cygnar.
It's called armor cracking with guns, and I have good guns.
We're moving on.
Master Gunner?
No, Allison Jakes, Energizer, very strong with the Stormwall. Wait. Shit! Sidekick, can't be placed. Damn it!
Plus 2 defense, sir. That makes it a 12-19.
You know how much base you can be base to base with on that thing? She could be in all kinds of different places.
You take all the gobbers, and you put all the gobbers that repair it in base to base with it.
Plus defense.
Boom. I would probably not look at Allison Jakes running a Stormwall unless
No.
you're desperate for focus.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would take her over a normal journeyman. And if you're taking both, I feel like you're doing something wrong. Stormcallers, Stormsmith Stormcallers, very good. Synergy with the lightning pod drop.
Yeah.
If you're not taking a Stormcaller, you better be really tight on points.
At 1 point.
Yeah, I mean, it's 1 point. It's such good synergy. You should really be taking 2 or 3.
Yeah. And if you're really worried about focus, then why aren't you taking a Squire
Right.
for Jakes? So.
So moving on.
Does Squire help Jakes?
No.
No.
Because he can't be attached to her.
Because
No,
she's
she's
not
not
actually a
Warcaster.
Warcaster.
Oh, so
But
like,
I'm
why
just
did you...
saying for
He's
the
saying
regular Warcaster.
if you're starving that much on
okay.
focus, why aren't you spending 2 points on
Got
the
it,
Squire
okay.
instead of 3 points on Jakes? Yeah.
Got it.
Because Silas is
That's a
better.
good question. Someone might not have understood.
I was curious.
Silas is one free focus
not-
every turn.
We're not pointing out you're stupid. We're just saying anyone can
I
ask
did
that
that.
question. Okay.
Wait a tick. What are you talking about, Ian? No?
Well, now you sound really dumb.
Okay.
I don't see any attachments that are any good. So
The Master Gunner is actually pretty good.
what does he give?
Artillerist, close fire.
What is close fire?
Basically, models don't take damage from when it does a blast. Friendly.
Stormwall doesn't have blast.
Master Gunner. Oh, I was looking at Maxwell Finn.
That's true.
Right. That's why I was confused. I was like, what are you, like, Artillerist is worthless.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on to units. Oddly, the Black 13th actually has a strange synergy with the Stormwall because you can drop a pod and use that as the target for the Mage Storm.
Not
From
one.
The Black 13th,
And
which
why
is
would you not take the
super
Black
easy to hit.
13?
A common strategy, if anyone's unaware, is if you happen to take 2 Stormwalls, you use one of the Stormwalls, drop a pod between where all the cover fires are, and then the Black 13th shoots the pod, thus giving you a 4-inch AoE and 4 3-inch AoEs to create a line of you can't move through here without taking a POW 12, which is really strong.
It's annoying.
Yep.
I hate this Warjack.
Oddly, it's immune to electricity, so it's an okay origination point for like chain lightnings and stuff. Usually its armor would take care of that problem anyway.
Or things that its fists do already.
Right. Anyone think there's any other good units that synergize with
Rangers.
Stormwall?
Technically can help it.
Yeah, Rangers
That's
are
true.
okay. Yeah.
Rangers and Cygnar are obviously good synergy with anything. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Field mechanics.
Yeah,
Actually-
field mechanics for sure.
Something's kind of cool about this Warjack, this Colossal instead of a lot of other Colossals.
Yep.
The lack of AoEs and the fact that you have Rangers. I mean, you can literally just you can just fucking surgically pick shit out of fucking enemy army.
I don't see
Stupidly
the
accurate.
guns spun up enough. Like, a lot of people are just so used to dropping cover fires, they don't even consider it when you don't plan on charging them anyway.
When you can make a red 8 shots, it's not bad.
Yeah, Menoth is kind of jealous of Rat 8.
Yeah, they only get 7.
Yeah, it's like Rat 7's stupid.
Any
good on a
Merc
war guy.
solos or units?
Rat 8? Okay, gone. I don't know this faction one. Does it have a way to ignore stealth?
Not on the storm wall, really.
No.
You can't just like get it somewhere.
You
There's
can
Siege who has Mage Sight.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay.
but-
The Black 13th has Fire Beacon on
another
one guy.
Another reason to take the Black 13.
yeah.
Okay, Gorman DeWolf, you black oil it yourself.
That way your opponent can't black oil.
Right.
If you don't know that trick, the way timing works, you black oil it yourself on your turn. Black oil's duration is 1 round. During that round, black oil does not stack on it, and it does not reset the timer. So if they black oil it, there's literally no effect. So on your turn, black oil is removed at the end of their turn, and your guy's fine to go.
Though I will say, I mean, that's hoping they don't know how that works. Because
No, it's just literally like, you cannot black oil my storm wall. If they don't understand that, that's kind of their fault, but they'll probably figure it out. And if they see you black oil your own stone wall, they'll be like, why'd you do that? Like, oh, because you can't. And they're like, oh, and they'll move on.
Oh, you can. And
I welcome
come
you.
forward and throw that at
I
me.
welcome you to move Gorman within
just
6 inches of my
shocking.
storm wall for no reason.
You got Tinkerer.
Tinkers are okay, but with the option of their Gobber
Right,
Tinkers
right.
already.
I've hated fighting the storm wall literally every time it's ever hit the table.
Same thing with Mornclaw.
Terran De La Ravisi is a minor synergy because the storm wall's got 2 big guns. She can let you see through things, so you can get a bead on what you actually want to shoot, but it's pretty minor.
Or you just play Siege.
Yeah.
Foxhole.
Right. Ion and Holt giving it magical guns is pretty nice against the Menoth drop.
Can be, yep.
Yeah, all the time.
Right. And what Jeremy said with, what was it you said?
Ragman.
Ragman.
Plus 2
Deathfield.
damage.
Deathfield on a 5-inch
Melee.
base is always good.
Yeah.
So, moving on, I think we're pretty much ready to go to casters, which we'll probably spend most of our time. The first one in room is Nemo 3. Okay, so obvious synergies is it just an elite cadre for him that you can't bounce to your own stuff? I'm checking now. Yeah, lightning field. Models of the immune to electricity in its control area cannot be chosen as electroleap targets or any lightning arcing ability. So it has Electroleap on its fist, which is nice. So you can run up and punch things. You don't got to worry about it Electroleaping back to your own, like Storm Guard and stuff. And it automatically goes to enemy models or anything not immune to electricity. He also has moving through a spell list.
Failsafe.
Failsafe is pretty big. Not being able to take out a system to where you literally have to kill it to a box before anything gets
And
out
2
on
armor.
it. It's really annoying.
And 2 armor.
And 2 armor.
Yeah, that's stupid good.
Normally you see the junior in the list, but if you're only running this jack, then you can kind of afford to not take the junior, which is like
and
3
lets you
points
put-
of savings.
Well, and it lets you put that somewhere else in the list.
Right, or you
put-
could put like Arcane Shield on your Storm Knights that we
Yeah.
just talked about, or
It's-
like Storm Lances or something. And because he's got Chain Lightning and all kinds of stuff, like his gun's really good too for bouncing electricity.
Lightning Shroud. Plus 2.
Yep.
And Electroleap that it already has.
Well, I'll 2 things here. The Force Hammer. I think Force Hammer is fucking stupid good, obviously.
It is a good spell.
But Force Hammer against large bases, which is what you usually throw it at, that's what's going to be actually dangerous a lot of times to your guy. And being able to just say, okay, well, that big piece of shit can't come over and say anything to my Colossal. Fuck him. And just being literally just do it every turn. Like, being able to keep one heavy target away from your Colossal, so many times I've just loved that.
Let's see here. His attachment can allocate it 1 focus.
Yeah, anytime he allocates a Jack of Photos, it receives an additional focus as allocation.
So he
for
only has
his-
to allocate it 2 to
Right.
max it.
So he can run it pretty easily.
Although his feet doesn't really help it.
No. Unless it's boosting its pod damage rolls, which it can do.
The pod damage and the Electroleap damage off its fists. You can actually assassinate casters pretty easily by just running
This
one
says
of your-
electrical damage. Are you
Right.
talking about the actual leaps? Or?
the leaps.
Okay, yeah.
So you run your own thing next to it. Like, let's say you run up an Ironclad right next to their caster's defense ability or whatever. You make sure there's nothing else within 4 that are closer to it than their caster. If their caster's like Kane behind a wall or something, you just can't hit him. You just run punch your own guy, and he's taking 3 dice electrical damage leaps. Like, that stacks up pretty quick. Not a big point, but, something.
Well, that free damage. I mean, more free damage from him.
Right. Yeah, Cygnar, it's all about the free
So
stuff.
what does Nemo get? Let's before we break down, because I know we're going to try and number these things out like we did with the Mammoth. Right?
So specific things that he gets helped with.
Let's just go with some basic ideas here.
Okay.
He does give it some more durability because failsafe is stupid good.
Yes, failsafe
We
is
all
a
know
good
that from
spell.
McBain. It's like McBain, Galleon, failsafe. It's stupid good. I think it's even better on the Storm Wall.
Yes.
It really is.
Oh, Colossals in general, it's straight up better
It's
on.
just-
It takes so long to actually kill them.
So how would you rank this compared to the other Nemos?
Well,
You
we
say
haven't gotten
this
there
is...
yet.
Yeah, but
That's true. Well, last time we tried to start and rank them in an order. So I would probably put him middle of the pack. There's a lot of casters that won't like him as much.
How about this? as an
right. But
idea?
I'm just saying with just Nemo, would you say?
Of the 3 Nemos?
Yeah.
Okay, I have an idea.
Well, I only say it's second best because, or it might be third best, like the worst of the Nemos, because of Nemo 2's tier list.
Okay.
And that's the only reason.
I was thinking about this when I was listening to the Mammoth episode, actually. On the idea of putting it down there, we have the list of, let's say, 13. I'm just going to pick that number because that's what we had in the Mammoth episode. Instead of saying, okay, I'm going to scatter plot and say, just like, okay, I think this should be a number 9 for the first one or whatever. Let's say, okay, this one right off the bat goes straight in the middle, okay?
I understand where you're coming from as
My
well.
thought is, if we just throw this right in the middle
Like, this is now the bell curve, and we'll build from there.
Yeah, and then the next person, okay, are they
Right.
better or worse than this person? And then the next person, we'll just, okay, we'll put it in there.
Right.
No, that way we fill in from the
Right,
center
it makes
outward.
sense. Here, let me
Okay.
get some paper.
Yeah.
Because I'm still pretty sure Nemo is
I like this guy. Actually,
the upper limit
this
of
is
Cygnar casters for the Stormwall.
Faster.
being able to do everything. I completely agree. Yeah, I think that's... this is going to be me learning what each one of the Cygnar casters do.
Yeah.
This is what this...
Especially one can just make them nuts.
So far, this is stupid cool. I like the fact that... I don't know what I would play if I was going to play Cygnar. I've thought about it lately, just picking up some little Cygnar shit because I need a third faction. I know, Max. I'm so sorry. I know. I'm sorry. Stop it.
Do you need a faction? Because I got plenty of that I don't need.
We can discuss this, Jeremy. Jeremy's feeding my habit. He's giving me the temptation. Get that vein. So, well, know what? I'm going to do this thing because I feel like nobody ever does this. I'm going to paint my Cygnar red. I'm going to go completely and utterly out of flavor with them. I'm going to go somewhere completely different. I'm going to love it. It's going to be amazing because no one gets their faction and paints it out of color.
My scorn's gonna be green.
My friend Connor, who I love, has decided to buy Cygnar, and he's only painting it in like green and camo and fatigue colors.
I saw it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's.
His
I like
class
the idea.
displays.
It looks. It's going to look nothing like what the faction.
it looks like Merc colors.
And he's not playing any of the Cygnar electrical stuff at all. It looks like it's all like commando stuff. And that it seems like a different faction.
I love the Vanguard picture I posted.
Yes.
People are like, "Why you paint it Cygnar color?"
Like,
I'm like, "It's just blue.
yeah, exactly.
It's not Cygnar. It's not even Cygnar blue. It's like a baby blue."
Would you call it ultramarine
So
blue?
why did you paint it a Cygnar color?
I'm gonna punch you in your weird ass face.
So Nemo 3, I think there's like 16 casters, so we'll put them at 8, and we'll start from there.
Yeah. Well,
Well, are we including journeyman
better
and
or worse,
Jakes?
we'll start
No.
pushing.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so I like this guy. I do. I think that he has several things. I mean, you can do so much with him. Which actually,
No, yeah, he's definitely got some strong synergies, but
Just
not
in
enough
case.
to put him over the edge.
electrify. Just in case. I mean, I know it's not really the biggest thing in the world, but being able to push something D3 inches directly away from it, that's kind of cool. I mean, it's something.
Yeah, when you hit, it's kind of like bump, but
Yeah.
it does the damage roll as well. It's not bad. All right, so we're gonna move on to Kane 1.
Kane 2.
Is it Kane 2?
Captain?
Right, it was
It's Kane
Captain.
2. Yeah, Captain. All right, Arcane Bolt, worthless. Blur. I don't think you would ever blur Stormwall. Gate Crash, heightened
No.
reflexes.
He doesn't do anything for it.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't do anything for it. I think it does stuff for him.
Yeah,
Just be able to like gate crash behind it.
It's okay. It's just it's not needed. in the
I know it's
Epic
not as
Cane
good
list.
as a teleport.
Yeah, Cloud
but-
Dwarves. Why
It's
would you
actually
go
better
behind
than
it?
teleport.
It is better than teleport.
Okay,
It's just more
question.
expensive.
Right, but I'm saying for
Could you?
in a defensive role.
I actually never pay attention to this.
Could you, if
Teleport's
you
the
really
same
wanted
for a
to?
defensive role. But you're saying hide behind it. Well, that's
Right.
that's fine, but he doesn't want to
well,
run
gate
it.
crasher is more you jump forward and then
The
kill
idea
stuff
is
in
you
melee.
you don't end your activation with it. Yeah.
right.
Question: could you run it? Tell me how Magic Bullet works here. Could you run it? Have the thing just jammed up in there and fucking enemy or whatever, and have Kane at some point shoot that motherfucker and then target something.
Why wouldn't you shoot the storm pod? That
You
it
can shoot a
drops.
storm pod too. I
Because
mean,
that way it can keep shooting and not get up in the mix.
And it can't
because
be
a
in
storm pod
melee.
is a small base and has to be within 4 inches of a small base, whereas within 4 inches.
But you just place it.
I know, but the thing you're placing. The thing is, if I throw this 5 inch,
So you're going to sacrifice a storm wall?
are you sacrificing it though?
Yes.
Is that okay?
If you move it forward with no expectation of it doing anything other than standing there,
I
I
think it's
feel
beating
like
the
you're
hell out of things. I
sacrificing.
mean, it's a colossal. It's still beating the hell out of things. I guess it's not really that.
Until your
good.
opponent has a bronze back, then it's a whole different game.
I want them to do that.
Why can he not give true shot to it?
Yeah.
So literally
Then
nothing.
self-
Would
spell?
bronze.
I think this is literally
than
the
Nemo.
worst
Worse
possible
than Nemo.
pairing.
Put him under Nemo. Worse.
Yeah.
No, worst.
So he's number 9 though. That's how we're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it like that. Work outward, and then people can be put in between them. Is he worse than Nemo? Better than Kane?
Name
Yes.
a worse caster at running it.
I don't know anything.
I think both of the Canes
we're
are
going
at
in
the
here
bottom
as
of
if
the
we don't
list.
He also
Kane
no,
1
Kane
is
1's
really good with it.
Snipe is
Oh
awesome.
yeah, Snipe. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna put him at 16. All right, so
Kane's
moving on.
especially Epic Kane also wants to use his own focus, so he doesn't
Yeah.
want to hand it
Exactly.
out.
No.
He's focus hungry. He
I
has
understand. I
no
com-
synergy with it.
He wants a lot of infantry.
If
I
you're
understand
playing-
what you're saying.
I-
I just know that he's the worst, so
And
I'm going to
whereas-
write that down.
Stormwall is good with every caster in Cygnar because it's that good. He doesn't want it probably the most.
I agree.
Yeah.
I can agree. And the thing is, don't think that means that Epic Kane is bad in the fucking slightest. 'Cause
No,
he's still a
right.
monstrosity.
We're talking
Yeah.
about specifically.
Once again, and if you listen to the Mammoth episode, this is the plan. You want to put a Stormwall on your list. What are you taking to go
Right.
along with your Stormwall?
I can't imagine you. I mean, literally, the only reason is that you want to put on blinders and run your favorite caster with your favorite jack. And if you want to do that, power to you. That's fine.
Fuck yeah.
Have
Shut down.
fun. Best
You're not
going to
lose. You have E Kane and a Stormwall. But I mean, it's
yes.
Yeah.
Moving on.
it's still an armored 23 fucking or 22 fucking Stormwall. You're still okay.
All right, so moving on. We have Darius.
At this point, we have meat and potatoes. This motherfucker's awesome.
That's the caster I was forgetting. Darius.
Yeah, forget this guy. Okay, right off the
Yeah.
bat,
Darius. is
He's definitely
terrible.
going to be strong coming
he can
off
repair.
of it.
He
So-
can't crane it.
He can't crane it.
No, can't.
Score energy is he cannot crane it. He can repair it, which is nice. What does his gun do? Does it actually slow stuff down?
I don't think his gun does anything, does it?
Steam cannon, 4-inch
It's just a
AoE.
gun. It does.
Yeah, it
it's
does
just an
knock
AoE.
down. Yeah. Oh, that's his
No,
quick
that's his
hammer.
quick hammer.
Fortify was pretty good.
Yeah, so I was still
Okay,
on this thing.
yeah.
So moving on, we've got Fortify, which is nice. It's not as good as Failsafe, but it's still not bad.
Yeah, but still with that large base.
Right. Full Throttle is actually really interesting. This is actually one of the casters where you can think outside the box a lot when you're playing the Stormwall. You can cast Full Throttle, and first you can run your Stormwall and then cast Jackhammer to make it attack outside of activation, which is pretty much the only way to do that.
Can it?
Yes,
Yes.
and you cast Full Throttle first, and it still gets boosted attack rolls outside
Yeah,
of its
because all of
activation.
its attacks.
No,
are
I mean
crit.
Jackhammer.
Yeah.
It
It can't move out of its activation.
Are you
It can't-
sure
it's
he
allowed to
gets
attack.
3 dice? Because Full Throttle says beginning their activation.
Warjacks in the Smalls battle group gaining their activations in this model's
says
control
wow.
area
It's 2
can
bars.
run, charge, or make slam or trample power attacks without being forced or without spending focus that activation. Period. So we're done with that.
Yeah.
Moving on. While in this model's control area, models in its battle group gain boosted melee attack
Yeah, I
rolls.
should read the second sentence.
And then the
That's a
third
thing.
sentence is awesome.
And then it lasts for one
Yeah.
turn.
Can I say another cool thing about Fortify?
What's that?
Even though, that he can't be knocked down, if you're just camping your armor 18 minimum, like health 22 Darius on the ass of your, on your Colossal,
20, yeah.
he has that large base in front of him with 22 armor or 21 armor. The fucking it has 19 armor base.
Yes.
Okay, so 21 armor with Fortify, and Darius can't be knocked down, which he's only
Or move,
defense 13.
Yeah.
He's just going to stand there, and yeah, sure.
Oh
shoot
no,
him
no,
with
it's
the base.
great with
yeah,
that large
it's
base.
awesome.
You can just stick
And he
crap
wants,
on it,
he wants to snuggle up against anyway because he's
Yeah.
got repair.
Repair and
or
things-
even shit right in front of it.
Absolutely. He can just go to fucking town and laugh. I love everything about that. And then he's healing at every turn, which is awesome. And then his feet.
He's only ever going to cast 3 spells, but the 3 spells he has are very strong with each other. His feet, if you don't know, he spawns little half-jacks, and when he feats any model he's in base with, or one of his half-jacks are in base with, is completely repaired to full health. You remove all damage from that warjack, is the way it's worded. So you can, in theory, heal like 55 damage off your Stormwall.
So with him, just 1 or 2 storm walls.
I think two.
I
You
think
can run 2, you don't have to, though.
I think that's when you start building your list, that should be your first question. Am I taking 1 or 2 Stormwalls? And that's why I think this is
Do I have $130 model, or do I have 2?
yeah. And it might be the option if you don't want to buy the second one, that's fine. You can definitely live without it. But I think this is probably top 3 for synergies with
love it so much.
If you're looking at turning on the storm wall, this is one of the ways to do it.
Well, the thing is,
Can we
Darius.
still take the squire?
Yes,
Okay. Yeah.
Tell me
because
if
they're
I'm wrong
not
on this.
attachments.
Tell me if I'm wrong. For a long time, Darius wasn't really seen as being that good. There was a lot of people just talking about how Darius was meh. Like the basic scene was like Darius is kind of a middle of the road, not.
Well, yeah, he's definitely been called the low end of the apocalypse casters. Yeah.
The fact is, I mean, now you get to run your storm wall, which is, I mean, that's what you're wanting to do, and you get to play this more obscure caster that, I'm sorry, out of all the Cygnar casters, looking at him, I like this guy.
This guy looks super fun to play,
And you get to heal. Your caster gets to work, like I was talking about earlier, or later, or whatever it is. Like, whenever you actually listen to the part where we go on and on and on about what you want to use, I like the idea of your caster being able to do something. And even if it's just healing, your Warjack,
There's lots
up in things. He's
There's
like,
lots of activity. You're actually you're casting spells. You're moving your guy around. You're not saying I upkeep, and then when you go to activate him, I guess I'll move up an inch. He's done. Like, you're not doing that. He's actually doing things.
and it feels great even if your caster's not making the attack roll. My caster uses Jackhammer. Now my boosted Stormwall is pounding the fuck out of something. That's
Plus,
awesome.
he has 22 health at 18 armor.
It's pretty
True,
beefy.
true only defense 13, but...
Yeah.
13, 18 is not the most impressive stat line, but it's still solid, and his hit point grid makes up for it. Especially when you consider that, Fortify's there too.
Still an arc shield.
And
Yeah, an Arc
too.
Shield available to him.
Put it
Yeah.
on him because you're going to put Fortify on the Jack.
Because, fuck, he could camp to a 27
That's so awesome.
with 22 boxes.
It's so good.
28, actually, with Squire Focus.
I love it so much. And think about the attack arc you actually have if you put 2 huge bases, base to base, and just put him in right there in between the little asses, and just like run one up, run the other one up. Darius charges up right in there, and then he proceeds to cast Jackhammer after on this huge range, like from 2. It's so cool. I love the idea of it being one large working machine. That's a lot of fun.
And on his feet turn, if he's in base space with 2 storm walls, does he repair both of them?
No, it's Star Action.
It's just one
Yeah.
friendly.
Yeah.
He's talking
Spell
about the
can
feet.
attempt to repair and
No, he's saying his feet
Feet.
turn.
It says 1.
yeah.
But it says completely repair 1. Does that mean you can partially repair the other?
Does it mean you can give another one? Can you give another one? That's terrible.
Okay.
Plus, I think the Stormwall can throw one of his half-jacks to
Oh yeah, very
mine
solid.
it.
But I mean, the Stormwall could potentially
what?
throw a pod. But yeah,
Throwing one of his little half-jacks and then it mines itself.
If it survives the throw on a strength 15,
Or just throw it at somebody.
you could do that. So
And hell, it's not like he's not going to get it back.
my favorite BS thing to do is like I walk my storm wall forward. It places a storm pod. I power strike said storm pod into your caster, and you're like, what? Like that's legal.
oh, actually, we said our cantric bolt. We're not going to cast it. I guess that's
probably not. Why
probably
would
true.
you cast that when you've got
Probably true. I'll say that's true. Now,
Tell me that's worth
if
2
we're
focus.
reaching. If we're reaching, and I've seen you reach pretty far. If we're reaching, okay. If you had to, you can stationary a Warjack or a War Beast, and then it has to shake, and that's one less coming after your armor 21 Stormwall. I'm just saying, if you had to reach.
I'm thinking if you're reaching that far, you could give the Jack 1, it can run, and then you can cast Jackhammer. All right, so he's obviously better than Nemo 3.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll put him at 5 for right now, and he could potentially move up.
Yeah.
I know.
All right.
I
All
know.
right,
I
now
agree with
the
you, Max.
Jackcaster.
Oh, wait, I did this wrong. He's at a 7.
There, thank you. And the next person will be, are they better?
And
or
Kane
worse?
2 is at a 16. All right, moving on.
You were so angry about that.
No, that's fine. Cray likes him some Stormwall.
All right, walk me through this because I'm
All right, Iron Horse. So heavy Warjacks in his battle group are heavy cavalry or cavalry models, which
Does
means
nothing.
+2 attack on the charge and has ride by attack.
Does your Colossal count as a heavy Warjack?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Counts as a heavy cab model.
Cavalry model. There's no technical.
So it actually counts as, okay, so it counts
It
as a
is
heavy.
cavalry. It's type cavalry.
I know,
Warjack.
but it counts as a heavy Warjack, though.
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't aware if Colossals would count it as a heavy
That's-
Warjack.
they are. So moving on from there, he is cavalry. He has Easy Rider, which is friendly faction models regaining an activation in his control area, gain Pathfinder. Lasts for 1 turn. Full Tilt, which is probably one of the most notable on a Colossal.
Why would you mention Easy Rider?
What's wrong with Easy Rider?
It's a,
Stormwall?
doesn't need Pathfinder.
I'm aware of that, but you're going to run a Jack-centric army. It's worth
Okay.
noting. It's part of the package.
It's not a very good spell.
Right, but we're not.
It's not. It's
It does
actually
absolutely nothing for your Warjack.
It's probably his worst spell in his Arcane Blast. Full tilt. Target Warjack in the smallest battle group doubles its base speed during its normal movement, but cannot make ranged attacks. So you're giving up your big guns, your cover fires, and potentially the little gun shooting. But being a speed 10 Warjack is pretty cool.
Yeah, with ride by and
Right. Guided fire makes the little guns huge. Like all of a sudden 2d3 they get boosted attack rolls and your big gun's not having to boost a hit. All of a sudden you can throw 2 focus on a cast guided fire and it kills like 8 models.
Curious
You're like,
about
oh, shit.
something.
What?
Okay, so you have full tilt on. You're a cav model.
Yep.
You can do ride by attacks.
Uh-huh.
You can do power slams,
Power slams?
power smite,
Power strike.
power
You
strike.
can move forward, power strike, and back up.
That's so awesome.
It is.
I love that so much. That sounds great. I want to do that now.
Okay, so 1, guided fire, which means you can play a very ranged-centric battle group, and then you can full tilt when he needs it. Moving on, Mage Sight, which you'll see again.
It's your stealth removal.
Yeah, you place a 5-inch AoE anywhere completely in his control area, and models in his battle group ignore line of sight and stealth when targeting it.
and forest and clouds.
Pursuit, which is a funny spell.
It doesn't help Stormwall.
Yeah, it doesn't help Stormwall, but it's been errated as well. So if you're interested in Pursuit, go read it in the errata.
It's been tweaked down.
Yeah. His feat, which is very notable for the Stormwall. Friendly knockdown faction Warjacks currently in his control area are stood up, which is relevant for him. Friendly
They were
faction
not knocked down on this turn.
friendly faction Warjacks currently in his control area can immediately turn to face any direction. Affected Warjacks can charge without spending focus and get +2 movement when charging and gain boosted melee attack rolls. Melee attack rolls.
What's the threat range? A straight charge.
15 inches.
I love it.
That's just charge. It reaches 17.
And
17 inches.
yeah.
That's so hot.
It's just hard. It's really cool, but it's hard to maneuver
A 5-inch base that.
a line for that base to move that far.
You want it to.
And don't forget, so you're casting full tilt on it because I really doubt you upkept tilt on your Colossal. You're casting that, you're allocating 3, you're on 1 at that point, and then feeding. So you're literally going pretty much all in on that Stormwall doing something.
yeah.
But it's okay. He definitely likes him some Stormwall, and you're going to have a lot of fun playing the Stormwall with Cray.
You can play pretty far back with Cray, too.
He can, and he's also cavalry, so he can ride by attack.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be close up at all. Cray has a sweet-ass rifle. Don't ever forget that.
He does. He is, like a Rayfire 2 military rifle?
Rate of Fire 2, range 13, power 11.
Ooh. It's a nice military rifle.
It's sweet.
It's got
He's
extra
steady.
inches.
He is steady.
What is it called? Radcliffe rifle?
Yeah, it's a Radcliffe.
Radcliffe carbine.
It's shorter than a regular rifle. Okay, now a couple of things that I wanted to point out here that I really enjoy.
Okay.
Steady.
Yeah, I love steady.
Well, you can't fall down and have your Stormwall not.
Parry.
And you can do both.
Embarrassing.
Guided fire is awesome. It's like
Guide
he lets
fire
him
is
do-
big in Cygnar.
He doesn't give it really any extra survivability.
I mean, you
But you take Junior. 3 points. There's your
yeah.
survivability.
Yeah, that's the problem in Cygnar. You just spend 3 points and your Colossal's the highest armor in the
Okay, so
game.
that doesn't matter if anybody else gets survivability. Now, then, okay, I love the idea of ride by attacking with the Colossal. I love that so much.
He's not probably the best caster with
But he's up
with
there.
him because the caster itself has his shortcomings.
Right.
But the amount of fun things he can do to support the Colossal is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think there's plenty there now. Okay, here's the true question. Is it better or worse than Nemo 3?
Is definitely better in Nemo 3.
Think so?
Yeah.
Hands down better. My question is it better than Darius?
No.
I won't think he's better than Darius because Darius turns on so much that this Jack does. He's going to give him one very cute, awesome thing that it can do.
All right, so let's rate it like this on a 1 to 10 scale. Let's say Nemo was a 5.
We have a 1 to 16 scale.
Right, I'm just saying that they're going to be assorted 1
We
to
got
16.
it. Okay, I think if he's better than Nemo, awesome. He's not as good as Darius. Now he's between those two. Darius goes up 1.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you had to rate Cray on a 1 to 10 scale, 10 being good.
There's no way to do that. Because what are your independent values for 1 and 10?
What did
One
you
is
say?
Kane.
10 being good?
10 being
What's
whatever.
excellent? What's awesome?
11.
Come on, this is okay. He's better than Nemo 3, and
Worse.
he's not as good as
Okay,
Darius.
worse.
Darius goes up.
I'm gonna give him a 6 on Brandon's
Obscure.
nondescript.
So Darius
Here 1 to 10.
Darius goes to a 6 and Cray is at a 7.
Yes.
All right.
Captain K.
Captain K Fresh.
I think this will be cool.
She actually does like the Stormwall a little bit. For everyone listening at home, this is Captain Kara Sloan. She likes her some shooting jacks.
She's K-Fresh. If anybody calls her anything but K-Fresh, they're wrong.
She is K-Fresh.
Why?
Because K-Fresh is the shit.
So moving on, Deadeye, her first piece of synergy. Not super great on a Warjack with lots of attacks, but, it's
A lot
something.
of shooting attacks.
Dust to Dust. Testament has this, and I don't know why he would ever cast it, so I don't know why she would. A fire group, actually good. A +2 range on all of its attacks. Refuge, good on her. Return
that's
Fire.
all battle group, so.
Return Fire is actually pretty good on the Stormwall because you're basically saying if you shoot this, I get to shoot you back, so.
And it costs 1.
It costs 1, yeah. It's so easy to just throw it on there and be like, you can't shoot my Stormwall.
And
most
that
time
one
they won't.
armor doesn't matter
It's
to her
also
at all.
melee too, so you're threatened by
Right.
going after it with a single model.
I'm going to go ahead and read her feat because it's kind of confusing. While in her control area, friendly faction models gain boosted attack rolls.
Range attack.
Boosted ranged attack rolls. When a model in her battle group that is in her control area hits an enemy model with a ranged attack during its activation, immediately after that attack is resolved, one other model in her battle group that is in her control area may make one normal ranged attack. A model can make only one firing squad attack. Firing squad lasts for 1 turn.
Can I pause to clarify something?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was actually going to summarize what that meant, but go ahead.
Okay. It says normal range attack.
Correct. You can't do a star attack, or a in place of attack.
Okay. So,
You couldn't place a cover fire.
okay, couldn't place cover. Cyclone guns, I imagine that's the thing where that's a star attack where it's multi-fire thing.
No, star attack replaces all your initials, or else you could only do that. Here, I'll look it up. I'm pretty sure they just have auto fire or rapid fire or something like that.
Okay, I'm
They're
curious.
not auto fire, they're rapid.
They have rapid fire, yeah, when you make an initial attack.
Got it, okay.
Since it's not an initial attack, you don't get the D3 shots, you just get the 1.
Then what am I-
You take the third big gun.
Okay,
Yeah,
strafe,
you take a third big gun.
strafe on the chain gun from the Sentinel, something you can't use. Sorry to look
Armor
up things.
pierce.
Pretty much anything that gives you multiple shots or a special kind of attack.
Armor pierce on the hunter.
But in
would work.
effect, what the feat does is, let's say she
it would.
feats and she
not a
takes a
special attack.
shot. She hits something with her gun. She can make like a defender in her battle group shoot, and then when the defender
Does.
goes
Damn,
and
I
he
was thinking
hits
it was
something,
star for some reason.
Me too,
he
I
can
was
make
hoping that.
Kara shoot again, which would be cool.
So everything gets an additional shot.
Basically, if you do it right, everything will end up getting an additional shot.
Yeah, just one additional shot is like
This is just a worse version of Haley 1's feat.
It is.
Plus,
It
it
is.
also does include her to shoot.
Correct. She gets an extra on her feature, and she's basically going to get 3 shots unless you're dumb and didn't take right hole.
But you can't boost it, so.
Correct. It's out of activation, except for her. If she generates a shot, yeah, no, it's just out of activation. There's no way you can get one. So, she probably likes the Stormwall, but not as much as some other people.
I think
She likes it and she'll take it, but she doesn't necessarily.
she doesn't let it
But
do
there
anything
again,
except for shoot again.
there again, we're talking about the Stormwall.
Fire
Pretty
group.
much everybody takes it.
2 additional range, which I mean,
Range 16 guns.
it's good. It's good, but I mean, range 16 as opposed to range 14 on those guns.
Well, also, I think she lets you place the cover fires 2 inches further forward.
Yeah.
Would I want fire group? Would I want Cray?
Oh, no, she's definitely worse than Cray. I don't know if she's better than Nemo. I think she's worse than Nemo 3.
I'd say so too.
Yeah, I would say.
All right, so we're
worse.
gonna
Deadeye. It's only first attack. Never mind.
Yep.
That is-
Right, that's the problem
Deadeye's
is
great on a unit.
She
It's
wants
not good on a
jacks
warjack.
that have a
Yeah.
single hard-hitting shot. That's why
I'd
she
rather
does.
have defenders. I'd take
she's
2
not-
defenders over us. I see what you're saying.
She
Yeah, I
prefers
agree.
defenders. Yeah.
Or hunters. She really likes
Absolutely.
hunters.
I would take 4 hunters instead of this thing.
So I'm going to find Captain K Fresh. All right. She is slotting in as a 9, which is the lowest current score.
No, 16 is Kane.
That's true. 16 at Kane, which is
Is she worse than Kane?
No. God, no.
Does she give it something?
Captain Victoria Haley.
Terrible. Terrible. We'll just skip it.
So Arcane Vortex is actually the first synergy that I see. Spending a focus to cancel spell on a model targeted within 3 inches of her, preventing the parasite or a hex blast hitting your model is pretty important. Or hitting the Stormwall, so you don't strip Arcane Shield. She has Arcane Shield, so she shaves you the 3 points on the Journeyman, or just gives you an extra Arcane Shield on the table. Deadeye is minor. Scramble, I think she can use to protect one of her guys a little bit, and then Temporal Barrier is just
temporal barrier.
fucking
Yeah.
huge.
Temporal barrier is gravy there. That's what's going to do
It's
everything.
temporal barrier and her
That's-
feet.
That's her feet every turn.
And then Feet is a better version of Fire Group, which is everything gets an extra attack or rate of fire.
The thing I like most about her in this is the fact that simply by standing next to it or behind it and casting Temporal Barrier, my Jack can't get charged. It's like, and what is destroying an armor 22
Right, well,
without charging?
what some people have pointed out is it's effectively plus 3.5 armor because the boosted die for charging you can't get.
And she's, she makes it immune to spells.
Yes.
And it makes it much better at spinning up the guns because Temporal Barrier at -2 defense to everything in her control. You can actually
Makes it
hit
rat
shit.
8 all the time.
Yeah.
And
Rat 10 aiming. Yeah, it's just
after
ridiculous.
Scramble, can this thing just shoot any Warjack off the table pretty much?
Probably.
I mean, worst case, it just crushes it. There's a lot here.
No,
She can technically hit it with the chain lightning.
She spends 4 every turn. She's only got a 7, so she's allocating to the storm wall. Then she's got about nothing.
She's taking
And
a
she
flyer.
is.
She likes to...
Yeah, but that's not every turn. She has to
doesn't
pick
have
her
the
turn.
bond,
She
does
wants
she?
the third.
No.
Yeah, but the 3 turns she's going to do that.
I see in a Haley 1 list, you're probably going to want like a Sentinel on Haley and then Journeyman running the storm wall. Just so you can put 3 on it, or 2 on it, and Arcane Shield it.
Sure. There's no
nothing really
Yeah.
against that because you can boost the damage rolls on your big guns. You're never really going to miss at Rat 10 if you're aiming, and then the little guns just pick off little dudes. You don't even need cover fire, so you have fucking Temporal Barrier.
Yeah, this is gravy.
Yeah, is this the best so far?
I think this is the best so far. Just the fact that I feel like your Jack is almost completely immune to dying. Like there shouldn't be anything that takes it down. And your thing is, your Sentinel can also shield guard for the
Correct.
Warjack.
You can stop the arrow.
Oh, you black
as well.
oiled me. Okay,
So you can't spell it to remove my spell unless you're casting Purification, and you can't shoot it off because I have a shield guard, and it also protects Haley.
Yeah, I think when it comes to solid play, and the thing is, Temporal Barrier. I mean, what is +2 on every attack I make?
As a Crix player, this is my most unfavorite caster in the world.
I can see that. She
I've
can be
played-
super frustrating.
I played 1 game against Epic Haley since 2004. Against Prime,
Well,
Prime,
if you just spell her to death.
Prime
That's how
Haley
you
since
kill her.
2004, and I didn't.
Because
Like
she
it.
killed your favorite Warcaster.
Like she's
Luke
just
Skywalker lost his hand, too.
so she's up. She's up.
She's top dog.
Yes, right now she's top.
All right, Haley 1 is going to be penciled in at a 5.
Okay.
Didn't we already have a 5?
No.
Or a 6?
We had a 6.
Okay.
All right. Striker Uno.
No, Nemo.
Oh, Nemo.
What? Did I skip 1 too? I did.
I did.
All right, moving on. Overpower, pretty interesting. He can allocate 5. Oh, no, sorry, that's this other one. Supercharge. He can put 5 focus on a Jack. I don't know if you want 5 focus on a Storm Wall, but it's pretty cool.
Why not? I mean, the fact that you can do it makes it awesome.
Oh, plus he can also increase his control range.
Right. Minor thing, he's got Chain Lightning, which can bounce off your guy without doing any damage, but the odds of it doing damage is pretty low anyway.
Disruption field.
Deflection is actually pretty nice, +2 armor against ranged attacks. That stacks with Arcane Shield, makes it very hard to shoot off the table. Disruption field, +2 strength. Electrify, which is what the second one had, where it pushes people away and they take power 14 if they hit you. It does only work once. Locomotion is completely worthless for him.
Voltaic Snare.
Pretty annoying for the enemy jacks. You cast it and hit a jack with it. It cannot advance and suffers -4 defense, and other war jacks beginning their activation within 3 inches of it can only advance directly towards it.
So I think that's going to be kind of a cool thing to just,
Right, it can protect
that thing gets
him against
-4
people.
defense.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, if it doesn't just get destroyed this turn,
Right.
it's like, I mean, I figure if I wanted to, like, my Stormwall could stand there with its ton of focus and say, okay, I'm going to gun down that piece of shit.
Yeah, it's like Behemoth is coming at you, you're like, alright, Voltaic Snare, and then...
Like we just said on Haley, actually, would it be almost worth it to... Well, no, because you want him in the battle group, never mind.
right.
That doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. Nemos usually have a lot of battle group stuff.
Yeah. I don't know what words.
God, he's got a lot of spells.
He does.
All right,
Most
and
of
then
them aren't gonna
moving on
matter.
to his feat, enemy warjacks and warbeasts in his control area suffer a PAL 14 damage roll and the disruption effect if they are warjacks.
I like this.
It's a nice defensive ability to disrupt enemy warjacks.
Yeah, I love that so much, just because it makes me think of Morgul 1. And the fact that you can just get your Stormwall out there, and if there are a bunch of enemy warjacks...
He can be a big bully.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I mean, you all can't kill me for a turn. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of cool. And
All
actually,
right.
even further than that, if you wanted to, let's go ahead and have fun with that. So, let me see. Maybe I'm probably reaching too much for this, but you throw out there and you do your little bully maneuver where you have him out there, they can't do anything, and one of them is disrupted. You Stormwall one of them to fucking death or almost crippled, and then you Voltaic Snare another one. So it's like, okay, well, you guys really are just coming after me with what? you have nothing. I mean, I've shut down.
No, right. You can lock down jacks a lot, and then you're kind of hoping that the cover fire shut down their infantry.
Yeah.
No, I think it's definitely a good combo. Being able to overboost it to 5 focus, deflection,
I
potential
feel like
arcane
you can just
shield.
get in their face and just go.
Yeah,
down.
there's a lot of options here. The POW bonus is nice too because it lets him solo other huge bases. Where do we think he fits, Nemo 1? I think
he's worse than 3.
You think he's worse than 3? I think he's better than 3.
I think it's better than 3.
Because what was 3 offering? He's offering Electrify.
Failsafe.
Failsafe is nice, but you have deflection. I mean, they're kind of different, but
I'd rather have failsafe than deflection. I feel like
I thought he had like Polarity Shield. Is that
Actually,
that's Nemo
pretty
2?
much
Isn't
two.
it?
considering in faction, I'm going to say 2 is above 3, just for the simple fact that you already have access to iron. So okay, failsafe in comparison to arcane shield. Yeah, I like failsafe better, really, but I feel like arcane shield easily does as much, if not more, work than it sometimes.
Right. I mean, the problem with Failsafe is it loses a lot of value because Arcane Shield is always available.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So because of that, one of the things that 3 is giving it is that little bit of durability. Well, is it really giving it durability that it doesn't have somewhere else? So this gives it
Oh,
more.
wait a minute. Deflection is only friendly faction warrior models.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, everybody remember that, because I've never known that, and I think I've always...
I'm pretty sure I've been gotten on
Yeah.
that before, too.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm an idiot.
I was totally going to play Virus 3 or Virus 2 with his Griffins and use deflection to boost the armor on those warjacks.
God, I should learn to read cards.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Okay,
catch,
so
Jeremy.
patently worse than Nemo 3.
Is he?
What does he do at this point?
He can give it 5 focus. He can give it a damage buff. He can protect it much better than Nemo 3 can.
How?
What does Nemo 3 have over it?
Wait, how is he protecting it better?
How is he protecting it better?
Oh, the feet?
Potential disruption and Warjack. I mean, he only affects Warjacks. He can't stop War Beasts. But
Well, actually, the thing is, okay, what does Nemo 3...
what does Nemo 3 do? He has failsafe.
Damage
which is-
buff.
What's his damage buff? What's Nemo 3's damage buff? Lightning Shroud?
Yeah.
+2. So they have arguably equivalent damage buffs.
But this one also gains disruption.
Yeah, disruptions.
Well, compared to...
Right, but it's still the problem of everything he does is against Warjacks. That's my biggest problem with Nemo 1. He doesn't really do a whole lot to War Beasts. So he's kind of faction dependent. The strength buffs are equivalent. They both have Electrify. Locomotion
They
is
both
worthless.
have Chain Lightning.
Yeah.
So
Does
you
Nemo
just-
3 have Chain Lightning?
Yes.
Why is Nemo 3 in this conversation?
Because
that's
we're
our
determining if
baseline.
that's our baseline.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was thinking Nemo
Yeah.
1.
That's Nemo 2 is the one without it. So he can overboost it to 5 focus.
So that's literally the reason he's better then.
So is 5 focus better than...
Because it's slightly confusing that you just say, and I know it's because anybody can take it, but when you just say, oh, Otto has Arcane Shield, then you're not really comparing what the caster does for the caster.
We are, but I'm just saying, when you consider
if you're giving it something it can already
failsafe
have.
as a value, you have to value it assuming that Arcane Shield is available. Which means it's not nearly as strong as it would be in a... Like, if you put failsafe in Kador, it's different than putting failsafe in Cygnar.
Yeah, I look at
It's
this.
drastically different.
I look at this, and now I'm curious.
I think they're similar.
The
They're both
offensive
close.
potential, giving it 5 focus, which is solid. Okay, a colossal with 5 focus is solid. It's going to wreck shit in melee. That's absolutely true.
The strength buff compounded on the 5 focus means it can kill any other colossal it
now,
gets to.
work the math in here if I'm not seeing it, but I realize the feat of just an additional die on electric damage rolls, is that going to be more beneficial than the 2 extra melee attacks from a colossal? I mean, it potentially, because we were just talking about using that to potentially reach
It really depends on what you're playing against.
Okay,
Both of them having Chain Lightning kind of balances it out. Because...
Well, I'm talking about from the Electro Leap on the fist.
Right.
So it's like what they're giving it. Because right now the tipping point is which one is giving it what. And I feel like... You know, actually, let's consider this, though, like Max is saying, okay?
I'm willing to concede he's worse. I just wanted to hear the arguments.
if we are able to give it failsafe from our caster, okay?
If you take
then that
out
puts Arcane Shield
if
somewhere
you
else.
take-
It
and
does
and it
add the
makes a better
value of
Take out
Arcane
the
Shield going
journeyman.
other places.
Well,
if you just take out the journeyman, isn't he just straight up better? Say
If
that
you
doesn't
take out the
exist.
Journeyman, I would say that Nemo 3 is better.
I'm gonna say it's better all the way around right now. I'm gonna say, well, even if added it, because like the making your screen or whatever is keeping things from your Warjack Giving them +3 armor.
Well, if you're playing Nemo 1, I think your plan is that Nemo keeps things away from your storm wall.
Yeah, that's
Unfortunately, it's very faction
Only
dependent.
Warjacks.
Correct.
I would say with reading
And-
Deflection now, I would say
The biggest
Yeah, no,
problem is that Warmachine as a whole, currently at least for the most part, has a issue where they play infantry all the time.
I'm going to go ahead and say 3 is better.
The more I think
So
about
the
it now,
Warjack control just doesn't do anything.
well, the question I actually just asked myself, and I was like, how many lists are you going to see that Nemo 1 makes that has a storm wall in it versus Nemo 3? And I think almost every Nemo 3 list you build will have a storm wall in it, and Nemo 1 will have maybe 2 of 10.
Okay, now stop comparing the Nemos to one another. Nemo to who's lower?
Kane and Sloan.
Is he better or worse than Sloan?
I think he's better than Sloan because he has
Okay.
a strength buff
Easy
and
enough.
the ability to allocate it.
Easy
focus.
enough. I won't argue with that.
So Sloan goes to a 10 and he goes to a 9.
Yes, easy.
Moving on.
Striker
I'm
1.
okay with that, but I almost think 2 inches of range is better than anything he does.
Striker 1. He has lots of ways to disrupt Warjacks, but all of them involve him dying. Arcane
Or
Blast, Arcane Bolt, Arcane Shield, Arcane Blur, Arcane Earthquake, and Arcane Snipe.
Arcane Blur?
Shield. Yeah.
Snipe.
Arcane
Blur?
Shield is good, obviously. Snipe is good. Earthquake is good because Earthquake specifically allows the assassination to come out pretty early, especially if you have an arc node.
And I feel like being able to have an armor million
Multiple
colossal
arcane shielded things
that you can jam into their face, shoot out of combat
snipe
with
yeah.
snipe and earthquake.
I think at the storm wall
Like,
it
you
had
could-
an arc node, which why it doesn't.
You could, if you had a squire, you could allocate 2 to your storm wall, cast snipe on it, power boost, and run an arc node, and earthquake their caster on bottom of 1 and shoot them to death.
This is literally. I think this is one of the best people that there is because it's so simple.
Nah,
it is.
I disagree with that.
I think it's simple.
I will
and
say
stupid
that his abilities he has are powerful. I do not think he is strong.
really.
I would put him below Sloan, most definitely.
That's pretty.
The problem is, how do you not just ignore him on his feet turn? He has to be so up in scenario that you don't just back up. You're like,
I'm okay with that.
I feed all my stuff's +5 armor. It's like, all right, well, here's 2 things to contest the scenario, and I back up.
Okay, how do you stop?
now what?
How do you stop this? How do you stop the storm wall from killing your caster the turn after he pops his feet?
With Earthquake,
Yeah.
you just... So you're saying it basically is a kill box scenario.
Well,
Or my caster is killable. Like, so you have to
Okay.
have... Like, if it's a War Machine caster, you have to have Eris in your list. Or else they can just camp through it. Which is just... That's how it works. They can just camp through a storm wall.
okay.
If it's a Hordes caster, you're screwed. Because you just can't kill them.
Not every caster camps to 24, to be fair.
True, but those are hard to hit. And, like, you have to actually land the Earthquake. And if you're running an Arc Node up there to get it, he has to not be engaged when he stops moving.
Well, he's not just standing around doing nothing this whole time.
No, I agree.
Like, it's
I'm not
2
saying
turns
he's a
of him being able
bad
to-
caster.
No, I'm not. I understand what you're saying. Well, I'm saying, okay, these are blunt force objects that are fairly strong.
How are 2 defenders worse than a Storm Wall with this caster?
2 defenders worse than a storm wall.
I mean, obviously, there's the armor tank
No,
question.
not that. Because this can shoot out of combat.
True.
No matter what they put on it, it's
But hunters
still
shoot
shooting.
from farther away.
I don't care.
And a parry, they can walk out of melee and shoot.
That's great. I want to see them try and shield themselves from this thing being completely out there and not able to be killed. Okay,
I think if that's your argument, there's better casters in the faction.
absolutely, but we're not talking about other guys. We're talking about
Okay.
this caster.
Why does he want a storm wall over anything else?
Why does he want a storm wall over anything else?
Because it's the most points efficient Warjack in the faction.
Well,
Answered.
Wait.
So the answer is because it's the best for points, and not because of what he does with it?
I want to take my storm wall because I want to play with my storm wall.
But why is this the caster you picked?
But one,
Because he
Because I
everyone
want to
boxes.
make it unkillable. He has snipe to make a long range.
you can be a hella bully. You
If
can be
we're
a hella
talking
bully.
about Warjacks, he can disrupt Warjacks.
I think Snipe and Arcane Shield are worthless on the same card for the Storm Wall's point of view. Because you can't have both on it.
Well, you don't need to have both on it
Right.
because you put snipe on it the turn you want it to snipe, and then your junior walks over and puts arcane shield on it, and arcane shield's on something else now. I understand it's a lot of focus, but I mean, if you want to do it, you can. And you're
It
not
just
allocating everything.
Seems
but
like your entire army's built around just the storm wall and doesn't do anything but what the storm wall does.
well, we haven't included anything else yet.
Right.
I'm talking about what he can make this thing do. And you can add in things to season it all.
If this is your argument, I think Haley 1 is a better caster, just straight up.
Okay, so he'll be beneath Haley 1. I'm not saying he's the best caster on the list at all, but I'm trying to keep him from being 16.
I think most of the time you don't need snipe on your storm wall to get things done, and Arcane Shield is already
It's a range
available.
14 gun.
He's not 16. He's
9.
No, right. I'm not saying he's the worst. I'm just saying
No.
I don't know that he's...
where did we put Nemo?
I would put him at Sloan, around that area.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
9.
9?
Yeah, I think we just need
I
to
think I'd be
recognize
okay
he
with
can.
a 9.
I think he has a game. I think he has. Now,
No, he's definitely
I think he
playable.
slots right on the other side of Nemo 3.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, absolutely. I love the idea of being able to set him down there and say, okay, he has Arcane Shield on him, and he has all this armor, and just enjoy it for a turn. Hell,
You
two of
still
them.
have Arc Shield on something else.
You could have, in his list, you can have Arcane Shield and that +5 armor on 2 of them in there, and just say, like, okay, for a turn, I'm going to be a dick.
Okay. So I put him in at a 10.
He'd probably lose that game.
Sounds fun.
10? I thought we were doing 9.
Nemo's a 9. Nemo
Okay.
3 is a 9.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Because he got pushed
Yeah.
down.
Oh, that's right, because he started at 16 and there's actually 17.
Yeah. Is there?
I don't know. You said you...
I started at 15. I knew I missed one, and that was Darius.
Okay, now we're going to go to the person who I want to play.
Sturgis?
Yeah.
All right. So no synergies.
He has Snipe, Arcane Shield,
It's got Electro Leap.
He
Lightning
has a
Storm.
fun feat.
Teleport.
Convection.
He's technically better than Striker 1 on spell list alone.
Yeah.
I mean, Arcane Shield, Snipe.
The feat is probably more synergy because it can pull people into cover fires, which is funny.
True. Absolutely.
I would rate him on initial impression right above Striker 1.
I'd put him above Nemo 2.
Above Nemo, well, we haven't rated Nemo 2.
3, sorry.
Nemo 3? So you think he's between the Nemos?
I think he's like
I'd agree.
a 7.
He's
Or
because
8, sorry, whatever that
I feel
is.
like what we found out about Nemo 2, that's the one we closed
Nemo
lower.
3.
Nemo 3, I'm sorry. Nemo
There's
3.
way too many of the Nemos.
I fucking hate Nemo. Okay. Nemo 3, I feel like, doesn't give him as much as we were initially anticipating him to, so he's just dropping continuously, and I'm okay with that. So that pushes Nemo and Striker down. I feel like Sturgis can do more for them potentially, even though, despite me wanting to play him and loving the idea of, like, I want Sturgis to solo all across the table and do all this cool shit. It's never going to happen, oh well. But I want it. I want to be there, so I think that's probably right. Above
Okay.
Nemo 3.
Above Nemo 3. So he is going to be a 7.
Why? I thought Nemo 3 was a 9.
I moved it. I messed up. Because we said Nemo 3 was better, right?
Better than.
Nemo 1.
Yeah.
Right. So I switched it by mistake because I confused the two. We're fine now.
Okay.
So,
Numbers!
okay. So now he's a
I would
6.
definitely say he's better than Striker.
He's a 5. Sturgis is now a 7.
Oh, can we skip this next one?
The next one...
Constance?
Yeah.
Let's slot that right in front of Kane 2, if only for Crusader's Call.
Like, I mean,
Banishing Ward.
Okay.
Stops the parasite.
Okay, put her at 14 then. Just put her at 14. There's literally, like,
You mean 15?
I thought,
Kane's a 16.
I know, but
He should be a 20.
he said put her for. You said Crusader's Call. Okay, fine, put her at.
Sunburst is at least
Stop
something.
it. It's not.
Technically, it could kill things. It's like a damage buff.
I'm not going to entertain Constance Blaze conversation. Like, oh my god.
No, she can actually jam for it pretty well, where Kane can't. He literally does nothing.
Flashing Blade.
15 on Constance.
Yeah.
Moving on.
She just doesn't want. If you're playing Constance, you're playing.
You would
fun.
be more likely to take a Stormwall with Epic Kane than a Constance, I think.
All right, Nemo 2.
First synergy I notice is Elite Cadre Stormsmiths, because Stormsmiths like lightning pods. Gives them +2 to their damage rolls, and they channel a 9 instead of an 8. Focus Matrix, he can allocate 2 AJAC during his activation and pull focus off of Jax during his activation. It's pretty cool.
I never knew he could do that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy good.
That's stupid good.
Yeah, I know. It combines with his feat very well, which if you don't know, we'll get to. Energizer's worthless. He also has failsafe. Force Field, which is kind of cool. Lightning Shroud, which is his damage buff, and Polarity Shield, which is like Haley's spell. You can't be charged, but it's just him.
Wait, can I go back here real quick? His weapon. I realize the idea of you being 10 inches away from something and shooting something is a Warjack hit by attack cannot advance and suffers -4 defense.
It's
voltaic
voltaic snare, but it's on his
On a gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he basically kept a spell, but doesn't have to pay for it.
Gotcha. He can walk up, shoot something, and
Nemo 2 is good.
He does pay for it. He has to be within
that
10
just-
inches.
That's
of it.
true.
then again, whatever he was within 10 inches.
Unlike Sevi 2, he can't channel his gun.
because -4 defense on it's awesome.
Right. That's when you really hope you're playing like Caster Jack Palooza and like you can be like fire grouped and sniped. Moving on, High Voltage is his feat. He immediately allocates 3 focus to all Warjacks in his battle group, and because of his earlier mentioned ability, Focus Matrix, he can pull focus off of one of them, effectively making him potentially focus 10. We did not also mention Nemo 1 can potentially be 10 focus, which allows him to run it very well. So he's got a damage buff. He's got 2 forms of defense for it.
Can he still go over his focus?
No, this one cannot.
I didn't.
He's stuck at 7 focus. Which is why losing Chain Lightning is not that big of a deal because he couldn't afford to cast it.
I like Polarity Shield on your Colossal.
It is really nice. And then you can put Fail Safe on something else, or you can reverse it.
Though we've already... Okay, now let's be realistic. Polarity Shield on your Colossal in comparison to Haley 1.
No, it's not similar
Yeah, it's
because
just-
you can Arcane Shield it and Temporal Barrier, which is not close to as good.
Temple Barrier. My army has Polarity Shield.
Yeah, exactly.
I just... Okay, so... what
Only
is
if
he-
you begin with inner control.
Now, we're not done yet because Nemo 2's Tier Force is actually very much worth noting. Basically, he gets +1 FA on Storm Callers for each Heavy Warjack in his battle group. And
Are we just triangulating the fuck out of things?
pretty much. And
Yeah.
you basically don't take infantry and kill all of the infantry. Because you have like 7 Storm Callers.
Absolutely.
So you kill like 21 guys a turn on 9s or less.
At this point, they're farming pods because you're like,
Right.
fuck it, keep killing pods. Go
Right,
for
so
it.
you just like trample
You
your...
have to kill it or everything you own is going to die.
Yeah, you trample your guy forward with Polarity Shield on him, and you're like, drop a pod over there, and I'll punch these 2 things.
Fireflies
Yeah, and we usually take Fireflies.
I like this. I think it's fun. I think it's cool. He has failsafe.
I don't know if we're just talking baseline, argument's sake of where you're placing him, that he's actually any better than Nemo
No,
3.
he's not.
But I would venture to say he'd probably be a lot more fun to play.
I will completely agree
Yeah.
with that.
I feel like he has a lot more options than Nemo 3.
Well, and-
Nemo
and-
3 is a very straightforward game plan, although it looks fun to play. I think Nemo 2 can be built multiple ways with the Stormwall included.
Do you want a Stormwall or do you want something else with him?
No, I think you definitely take Stormwall.
Let's make it
the
happen
Storm Pod is too
The
valuable
only
on
way I'd
its own.
play him is with the Tier Force. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's
You're
oh my
playing
god!
whack-a-mole. I like
was
this.
losing Manowar Shock Troopers to Storm Calls. It was so dumb.
Power 12 Storm Calls, bro.
I love this. Okay, so where's he at? Who is he? Who is he better than?
I don't know where to put let's say he's the best Nemo.
He is the best Nemo. So he's okay. Who's bottom Nemo? Or who's top Nemo right now?
Top Nemo is Nemo 3.
Nemo 3 is at number what?
Okay.
Brandon's fucking with his mic.
Yeah, Jeremy broke my mic mid-podcast. Thanks, Jeremy.
Jeremy was angry. You don't get Jeremy angry.
The highest Nemo is currently an 8.
Okay, so who's above that?
So he's a 7.
Sturgis.
Yes,
He's
okay.
bad at Sturgis. He
So
does
who's
almost
6?
everything Stormwall could
Who's
possibly
6?
want. 6 is Cray.
I like him more than I like Cray.
Do you?
I do.
Cray does more kinds of like,
I
why
think
is
Cray-
this allowed?
Cray
But-
just does more stuff for it.
But I don't think Cray makes it better. I don't think Cray puts it on the table and does
Makes
more
a
with it.
heavy calf.
That's okay and all. It's cute. It's
I
great.
think there's more synergies in the list you're going to run with Nemo, but is it from Nemo or is it from the stuff you're playing with Nemo?
Well,
'Cause Cray is
you're
about
playing.
how
You're
can-
allowed to play it, and it's better because of Nemo.
Cray is usually
Plus 2 to damage rolls.
Cray is usually how can I abuse guided fire the most?
I love the idea of this more than I love what Cray's going to do with him.
I think it will be a much more fun game to play it with Nemo 2.
So let's put him above Cray.
All right, so above Cray is going to put him at a 5.
Let's put him there.
Okay.
Is anybody a 4 or anything like that?
Haley 1.
Haley
better
and
than Haley
Darius
Not
would go
better than
up.
Haley 1. He's literally...
let's-
He does similar what
let's keep
Haley
him
1
there.
does and not as good, but
Is he
does
still
other
below
things, too.
Darius?
Darius is a 5.
Next is going to be fun.
I think Darius is probably higher than him. So we're going to push Darius up to a 4.
Yes.
And then Haley up to a 3.
Yes.
Are we running out of casters yet? Jesus Christ.
We're getting pretty
Why do
close.
they have so many?
They have the most casters.
They say many as cricks.
All right, God.
No, they
this
have
is gonna
constants,
suck.
don't they?
I don't know if she counts or not.
Counts as
Kane
so bad.
1 unless I missed one.
Yeah, we're on Kane 1.
Blur, not useful. Deadeye, semi-useful. Snipe, useful. Thunderstrike, potentially useful, I guess.
Teleport.
Teleport, not bad.
Very
Okay,
good
so-
spell, but not useful for the storm.
I think that one of the big problems that you'll run into with the Storm Wall during the game is it just tends to delay infantry, not kill it,
I think you're right.
which is actually good with Kane because that helps his feat because people
He
start to
kills
stack up
all
in
the
front
infantry.
of
I
your
know,
cover
but-
fires, which just allows you to feat in bigger chunks.
And Thunderstrike will let you keep something big off of your caster.
It also guarantees there will be space to stand for him to Maelstrom because you just put him where the cover fire was and he's not engaged. It can't. It prevents him from just spreading out.
But what is he
cloud.
actually? Okay, now is this the sort of thing where your Stormwall is giving Kane something to do, or Kane's giving the Stormwall something to do?
I think the Stormwall likes being in a faction where he can be sniped.
Okay.
The problem is, I mean, obviously he's not going to be as strong as some of the other snipecasters we talked about because they had other options as well. I think it
Is this
does
above or below
complement.
Sturgis?
It does complement the Stormwall because he doesn't have to worry about killing all the infantry.
True.
He just has to protect areas, which is what he does well. I think they make a really
That's
good...
actually a very valid point. He doesn't have to kill troops at all. It's completely valid.
Right,
And you're
because
trading heavies.
Big
well,
gun shoots heavies.
Yeah,
Big
big
covering fires deny areas.
Right.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
what it
that's-
does.
that's
you're
very
delaying
solid. So
the
there's-
infantry, which is what Kane wants, and then it's killing the heavies, which is what Kane wants.
We're pushing a bunch of people down right now because I don't think he's going to be up in the top 3 or 4. But
No, I would agree. I think he's middle of the pack.
let's push the people down.
But
then.
I can't imagine an army you would build other than a troop spam gun line that would not include a storm wall with Kane 1.
Fuck, no reason not to.
It just seems fun.
Well, because not only is it fun, but I mean, it really they're brothers.
They
They're
complement
fun.
each other so
Absolutely.
well.
What else in Cygnar do you have that you're going to say, I want to fight heavies, and Kane doesn't want to fight heavies?
Mm-hmm.
The Stormwall says,
Yeah.
bring your heavies.
Right. And King can't really fight heavies.
No, he has.
So is he better than Nemo 3?
Yes.
Yes.
Is he
Push those all down.
is he better than Sturgis?
Yes.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Maelstrom's better than his shitty
Sturgis
ground
does
zero
cute
feet.
shit,
Yeah.
but it's not going to be as much.
So
But
is,
Sturgis does allow focus allocation with his feet.
Maybe.
But he has to kill. So
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
at the
Sturgis-
time you're doing that, it's kind of because you
Yeah,
need the Stormwall
yeah.
to drop the cover fires
bad that I-
before you feet. And then it's like, what did I give him focus for? Like, the second Stormwall gets focus. Like,
well, you can also save all your feet and try to do it.
but then you don't have cover fires to pull them into.
He's
It's-
better than Sturgis.
He's better than
Cray,
Sturgis.
too.
I almost think Sturgis
Right.
needs to
How is he
drop.
not?
But does the allocation work off of that?
It doesn't
pulling it
matter
in.
because, but only if they end within like 3 inches of Sturgis.
It's not. It's not.
It's not better than, So,
Drop them all down.
is he better than Cray?
I think.
Cray has some strong abilities.
I honestly feel like for a real game,
If you're asking me which I'm more afraid of, I don't want to play against Kane with Stormwall.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Playing
I
against
feel like
Kane with
in a straight up game, in an actual game, when you're going to play against all comers, just whoever may be out there, I feel like it's a better. It's almost like a stupid. The fact that they like each other so much. The fact that you're just absolutely right. Kane can do one thing, the Stormwall can do the other, and they're
it
all
just
like,
fixes all this problem.
yeah, they look at each other like, hey, you got this, bro. Good. Okay,
That
let me
might
game it
be
for
where
you.
I would nestle him at number 6 and shove everybody else down.
I think that sounds solid. And
Because
who's
that
5?
puts above him Nemo 2, Darius, and Haley 1.
I agree.
He might be better than Nemo 2, honestly.
He might be. It's pretty close.
Leave it there. We'll see how it moves.
Okay. We'll leave Kane there for right now. So Kane's going to be
Max, you have this look.
a 6.
What?
Do you think we should move him?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Well, I wonder how much of Nemo 2 is just. Oh, you know what? Actually, Nemo 2 on him is really fun.
Nemo 2 is getting fun to play treatment, but that's okay. Shit happens. We can't always be
All right.
perfectly
We bumped
objective.
everyone down to 12 at the end. Moving on.
Okay.
Switch those two.
Striker.
Before we move
2.
on, switch those two.
Which 2?
Nemo 2 and Kane. Switch them. I feel like that's absolutely true because Nemo 2, like, there's the tier list.
It's just
there.
fun to blow people up with lightning.
And well, and the thing is, it's cool and all. But the thing is, that doesn't destroy troops or that doesn't destroy things nearly as effectively as Kane just saying, "All you fuckers go away."
All right.
Okay, so Kane.
Lord Commander Striker is probably the worst striker for a Stormwall.
Is the worst striker for a Stormwall.
The
While
bond wouldn't
fantastic,
be terrible.
Yeah, the bond
He has a
makes it to where he
bond.
gets like reroll charge attacks. Additional die on first melee attack roll during its activation.
But it is bonded to 4 focus.
Potential 4 focus, but that's not anything. Like, we voted
it's
Nemo 1 down pretty far, and he can do 5.
Striker wants to camp and be a super solo and always threaten.
And he wants things that can use his feet.
Rebook is a really shitty version of Polarity Shield for it. The positive charge is okay. I mean, it's a really good spell, but you're investing a lot to use it.
Yeah, I mean...
Usually you want it to be a
Striker
secondary
wants...
buff.
He's pretty
a
far down
couple
there.
of heavies and then a lot of troops.
Well, things that can take advantage of his feet. I mean, his feet can do a ton. Just anything that can take advantage of that.
He wants a lot of attacks, which is infantry, and a couple of heavies.
He's definitely better than Kane too, but because he actually has spells that potentially affect it.
And he's under Constance.
He's above Constance.
I would agree he's better than Constance.
Yeah.
Not by a lot, but
He might be
technically better.
right in front of her.
I would like to pencil him in right above Constance.
14.
That's probably
14.
where I'd put her.
Yeah.
Some of these we don't have to push anybody else around because we just know that they're
He's
on
like,
that
yeah,
list.
these are the worst 3 in the faction. Let's keep going.
Striker 3.
Is he really next? God damn
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
All right.
Gives it assault.
Assault, already better than Striker 2.
Yep.
Chain Blast, Arcane Bolt, Escort, better than Striker 2. Fury, better than Striker 2. Iron Aggression, better than Striker 2. This guy's actually pretty good with Storm.
He's not bad.
Iron Aggression on any Colossal is fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome.
That's just as good as the bond too, because it gives it 4 focus efficiency.
Even better, actually.
Maybe he really can't.
Well, but you're paying 1 to upkeep it, so it's about equivalent to the bond.
Escort, Fury, Iron Aggression. He does so
The
much
cool
with
thing
Iron.
is that you basically pick Iron. Do you need to hit or do you need damage? You put that upkeep on the Storm Wall and then cast Escort, and you're good. The feat is nice. It auto hits. It's charge attack, and it's an extra die of damage.
It's nice, but not needed at all, unless it's charging the
Right.
caster for some reason.
Right.
So you're like, Fury, feet, go!
I tend to say he's just 1 step below Nemo 1, because Nemo 1 has a damage buff, can give it 5 focus.
I think this will be
Iron Aggression
fun.
3 is probably better.
There
than
are
5.
so many better choices, though.
Right. I don't think you're going to see this build.
Yeah, it's fun, but there are so many better choices.
Why would you
absolutely.
reach for this over Cray?
Ever? I would actually.
Cray literally is just straight up better than this in every way.
I would rather have hunters.
And all he has
defenders.
is all he has is
Right, but we're talking about particularly casters.
all he
and
brings
Storm.
is offensive to it. And I feel like the Stormwall, with the amount of high quality guns it has, wants a defensive.
And the
buff.
problem is when you argue for the defensive buff, your only other option at this point is Arcane Shield, which means you're not getting Fury, you're not getting Iron Aggression, and he can't afford to cast those spells the moment he needs it. And you sure as hell can't send your Journeyman up to go cast that spell because he'll just die before the Stormwall does.
There's just so many better choices.
Right.
There's so many.
Yeah.
So
He's not awful though. I feel like he's middle of the pack.
is
type
he
of dude.
worse than Striker 1?
I think he's below.
I think he's worse than Striker
I think he's
one.
below the
I
middle
think he's
right now.
worse than Striker 1 because you don't have the defensive capability.
Is he worse than Sloan? I don't think so. I think he's better than Sloan.
I think it'd be a lot more fun to play him with this than Sloan. I think so.
Yes. So I think he's
Especially considering Sloan was take other things.
right. He's probably going to slide in at a 12 then, and Sloan will go down to a 13.
I like that.
Whatever. That's fine. Works for me.
Hey, we're getting to fucking hella gravy with these last 2 assholes.
Okay, Siege. Why
1 and
would
2
you
or
not?
1 and 3 probably.
Yeah, it's
Coming up.
I mean, do we have to? Okay,
Literally 1 and 2 are
This is the point of the podcast. We're going to discuss the thing that everybody knows about
open.
Cygnar.
Congrats! We've left the last 2 casters that are commonly a tournament pairing open.
This is stupid.
If we did go in alphabet.
Foxhole is amazing.
All right, so yeah, we'll just go through here. Explosivo.
He has Ground Pounder, first of all.
Well-
that ignores stealth models, so that he doesn't have to deal with them. There you go.
Okay.
That's the synergy.
Explosivo gives it magical weapons versus the Meatoth matchup. Also
One
AoEs
shot.
against troop swarms. Foxhole lets it see through other anythings. And Mage Sight. Combination of Foxhole and Mage Sight means you can basically see anything and shoot it.
Well, let's not forget Rift.
You know what? Being able to put some
Isn't that
rough
Rift?
He does.
He does.
Oh, God, I didn't scroll
And he
down
has
far enough.
Force
Yeah, you
Hammer.
got to scroll down all the way under Mage
Okay,
Sight.
a couple things here. Let's go ahead and just touch base on these. 1, Ground Pounder. He can shoot that from standing behind this piece of shit.
Correct.
And just kill shit out there because he can do that. He doesn't need to see anything, okay? Awesome. Love that. Next, Rift. Despite the fact that it's Rift, and on everything you have here, you will not be casting Rift.
No.
If you ever need to.
If you're ever playing Minoth and were for some reason scared,
like if for some reason you
could
need to
just
put
win
some
the
rough terrain
game.
somewhere,
The problem is, though, you can't cast Rift at their jacks if they're smart.
you don't have to.
No, it's perfect. You drop the pod,
Pod-
you put Rift where you want it.
Exactly.
Yep.
So now you have a
That's
4-inch ring of rough terrain where you want it to be. It's not even that much of a reach. A 4-inch AoE of rough terrain where you want it to be. There are worse spells in the game. There really are.
Yeah.
There are so many. And the thing is, I see his spell list. I'm like, okay, yeah, fuck it. I'll take it. Yes. Give me this.
Fuck it, I'll do it.
No,
I got 3 extra
Siege
focus.
lives on his spell list and feet. Like, it's obviously a great combination.
Oh, and his feet is just fucking amazing.
Does he need to kill something?
And his
He can do that.
1-point attachment.
Does he need to see something?
Don't forget
He
about
can
his
do that.
1-point attachment.
Reinhold, so he gets an extra shot.
Like there's nothing on this that I don't want with this.
Okay, so let's talk about concepts in game. He fixes the problem with cracking armor because he
Yes.
lets the Stormwall kill a lot of things, because boostable POW 15 guns is huge when you get
basically
double.
dice
Yeah,
plus
it's basically armor piercing everything. Yeah, so it ends up being dice +5 on good heavies and better against a lot of other things.
Game.
Casters is semi-limited because the way Focus Camp works with having armor.
Really good against Hordes casters
Yes.
that you can put down because they're going to be fucking like dice +8.
And if you
they
get-
have to put that damage somewhere.
Well, the best part is if you have other heavy, or like any way to put other damage on things on the list, you can soften up their heavies before you shoot them with the feet shot, because then they could take overflow damage from transferring.
It's
awesome.
Like, there's literally nothing about anything here that I want to use all of this all
Right.
the time.
Explosivo is just a nice catch in case you're against a huge troop swarm or against things you need magical guns
You
against.
ever need
My
to.
question, no, I didn't read just specifically read it, but you know, if you shoot a warlock with the feet, does it take the half armor even if they're transferring it?
You do damage to them, and then while
Okay,
they're
it is.
resolving
Okay,
their
that's right.
damage,
I was
yeah.
just making sure you're
The
actually
warlock is
physically
still the
doing
damaged model,
Okay.
even on a transfer.
Yeah, I'm
I was just
I
making
guess-
sure.
Yeah, his feet isn't as powerful as I thought.
It's the
No,
first attack.
it's only the first.
It's great.
Well, it's the first time it's attacked. It's not.
Damaged, I believe, right?
It's the next time each model
Suffers
damage.
Yeah.
So you have to actually take it. You can't shield guard it and then say, "Oh, now you can't have my armor."
Okay, idea.
You can shield guard it.
I don't know if this is ever going to have to come into play, but it's something that I would just maybe, if this is something that you could cutely do. Okay, I toss a storm pod out, and I have explosive heal on my guns, and I can shoot the storm pod, do blast damage to something that I maybe couldn't attack normally.
Right, like there's a bunch of stealth stuff you don't want to bother casting Mage Sight. You throw explosive on it, you put a pod in the middle of like 4 stealth guys, you shoot it, and they all take blast
Yeah,
damage.
because you can place your pod, and then you get your 3-inch...
That was also the thing that we didn't point out earlier when you're like, does this thing have a way to get out for stealth? It's got the storm pod always.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's a range 10 way to just ignore everything.
Let's pause, rewind. We were giving it full tilt, I think it was, with Cray.
Can't make range checks. It's not an attack.
Yeah, the pod is an attack, so it still kind of has
you
a range
can charge and then drop it and kill someone.
So it still kind of has a range attack.
Or
That's
like
kinda cool.
6 things that were lined
Or you
up.
know what's really awesome about being able to...
Shield
oh my
wall.
god!
Behind you, like, blah.
I have 2 Stormsmiths back here. I go ahead and walk my 10 inches and drop a pod all the way out there. That's a pretty big fucking triangle. I make my triangle how big I want it to be. That's kind of cool. I like all that. But now, anyway, Explosivo. So is there a time in the game where you want something to take blast damage but not a direct hit, and you don't want it to drift over them? It's like, I don't know.
Not
Because
really, no.
it doesn't count as an attack, right?
Yeah, like, well, it is an attack. Blast damage is an attack.
Okay,
Because it's
so-
an AoE attack.
Okay. So what could that get around? Something... you can't target
Scar-Two's
him?
feet.
Who?
Scar-Two's feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not allowed to target them. But
And she's already at 11 health, so she's fairly killable.
But if they're
at that
like,
point.
my little necrosurgeon guy can't be attacked, then you like just drop a pod next to him, shoot him with explosive.
Because you are talking
She's
about
at
a
a-
POW 15 gun.
Wow,
which
actually,
range
that's something you could...
goes
okay.
down to an 8. So having her armor to an 8 means it's dice damage against a caster that's ostensibly got 11 health left,
And
which
you
is
can
a
boost that.
50-50 shot to kill. She might be camping, though.
Yeah.
That's now somewhat interesting. I mean, would she be camping the turn if she's like, well, you can't kill me?
Well, there's also a good chance that a good Scar 2 player would necrosurgery like half the damage she took from her feet anyways. But
So now that we spent a few minutes talking about how to get around stealth, Mage Sight.
Oh, is that a thing?
Well, not stealth. I just like the idea that you have a placeable 3-inch AoE.
Right.
That's kind of interesting. As opposed to the pod being whatever it is.
So you can ignore intervening models with Foxhole. Oh, and just as a defensive up, everyone thinks about Foxhole as an offensive spell because you can cast it around their models and see through them. But as a defensive spell, I mean, freaking
Gun mages are unfucking killable in there.
Gun mages in there, Black 13th in there, Stormcallers, Reinhold, all this stuff there. No blast damage plus cover is like, are you fucking serious? How do I kill that stuff? You just put all of your support shit in there, and you're like,
they do
whatever.
have to be completely inside, so there is a fitting issue sometimes, but it's a good spell.
Yeah, no,
Most of the time I see
strong.
it used defensively the first turn to make sure the gun mages don't get hurt.
And then
important models like Gorman or whatever.
Siege
else
worms
has.
his way to the front of the AoE, and he's like, all right, so I'm going to drop all my upkeeps. I'm going to like move forward my max movement, drop Foxhole, drop Mage Sight, feet, shoot you with a rocket, and now Stormwall goes and kills you. You're like, awesome. This was fun.
Game. I mean, I love everything he does. So we're all in love with this. Let's go ahead and decide what number do we have left.
It's definitely...
It's 1 or 2.
It's definitely high.
We're going to put it on 2
I'd put it on
because
2
we know
for
it's
now.
I think there's an argument that Haley 1 is better.
I do too.
For a direct argument of I'm playing Stormwall, who do I want to play?
Actually, you know what? I'll second that. I'll second that just because I feel like you can't charge my Stormwall. It gets to shoot again.
Siege wants the shit out of some Stormwall.
He does, but I feel like she's a better caster.
Right.
Yeah, and the additional...
Because Haley
Shot
1
on
Blitz
each.
is
Yeah.
equivalent to Siege's feat.
That's-
For in Stormwall's opinion.
Well, and math. I mean, just
Right.
yeah, it's so
Extra
good.
shot.
Haley 1 is stupid good. I love everything about her.
Arcane Shield plus no charging plus +2 to
And
hit.
if it's aiming to rat 10, then he doesn't probably need to boost a hit, and he can boost 3 big gunshots on feet turn.
and all the other stuff Siege does, Stormwall doesn't really care about. You can fucking take Terran, so Foxhole's
Well,
not
and the
as
Foxhole's
important.
cool and all, but I mean the defensive procs of Foxhole. It's like, you get cover. That's great. We have plenty of things that dig in already if we want that. And like her fucking everybody in my army gets fucking decel or what the fuck it is where they get.
Well, that's Haley too.
Oh, yeah, that's where I'm going. I'm sorry. It's just okay. So we're not
So
saying he's
Siege
bad.
is 3rd.
I say Siege
I
is 3.
think Siege is third. So let's at least talk about 4. Darius.
He's better than Darius.
He is better than Darius.
Well, Darius is fun, but I think Siege brings game.
Brings more game.
Well, I think the Stormwall can last longer, but I think unlocking more potential for the Stormwall to do things is Siege.
so what does he bring to the table that Darius doesn't?
Mage Sight,
Mage Sight's nice.
It makes
Foxhole.
the offensive gun
Explosivo?
prowess of the
As a
Stormwall
range,
better.
yeah, as a ranged
heavy
aspect,
jack.
it's straight better.
And punching with your Colossal on Siege's feet turn is fucking great. Yeah,
Yes.
it's just one punch, but it's
So
great.
you're more limited on where it can get and everything.
True, absolutely.
Well, it's not one punch. It's...
I think Darius offers
it's one
it
punch
more.
that's armor halved.
I think Darius
Yeah,
offers
right,
it
you're
more,
right,
but
you're
the
right. If he
things
attacks
Siege
multiple
offers
things.
it are considered more important.
I agree.
All right, so Siege.
Which one will you have more fun with on the table? As a player, I don't know. I think more fun. I'd love to play Darius with this
I
thing
think Siege.
because I
Yeah,
can
I
take
think
2.
Darius would be more fun to play. I think Siege would be fun for 2 or 3 games and then it'd get repetitive.
It's like,
When does killing other people's casters ever get fucking repetitive?
Well, I mean, if you just play a caster that does
Okay,
that.
if all you want
If
to
you're
do
going
is
to a tournament, would you rather have Siege or Darius?
You're playing 2 different games.
Kinda-
Siege
it really
is a great
depends.
attrition
It
game.
really depends what your second list is.
I
Darius
think-
is a skew.
I think consensus says Siege.
You could play either,
So I
honestly,
moved-
because Darius's skew list cracks armor, which is what you're looking for.
Do we need to talk about Haley too?
No.
She doesn't. She's number 1.
Do we? I mean, we don't need to. I just think like that's been beaten to death.
The only reason I think she's a lock-in at number 1 is her fucking Warjack
Her
bond.
feet, her Warjack bond, her feet also free turn. You can't do shit to my Stormwall.
So
8 focus.
She can
I mean,
TK things backwards. Fucking temporal acceleration. Oh, there's your 3rd big gun shot every turn.
it's like she just. I can't.
I'm going to cast Haley 1's feet on you, as where Haley 1 usually casts her feet.
I
it's
hate
Haley
her.
1,
I hate
or
her.
Haley 2
I
is
just.
the
I just.
oh,
Okay.
hey, look, you use that nice Warjack spell.
Now, does
Like
she
control.
always? Does she always want it? I don't
Yes,
know that she always
superiority,
wants
huh?
it, but
I don't feel. Okay,
she's
this,
fantastic.
full
with
yeah,
it.
she's.
Oh my
It's
God.
like. What does
She's
this
such-
not
what's
say?
this-
She's
Synergy.
just such a good caster. She can do. She
Whatever
can do it
she
either way.
wants.
Okay, legitimately, if your opponent, if you're playing against Cray with Haley 2, and he casts full tilt, and just plans to upkeep it, and you're like, alright, so I'll cast full tilt, temporal acceleration, it's already bonded. You're like, I'll TK your guy closer to me, and you're like, what's happening? And you just like charge.
If you put Cray on the table and they put down E. Haley, I feel like you should just punch the other person. You're like, really? Fuck you.
So it's speed. It's normally speed
And
5.
D-Cell does make it a 12-21
Yeah.
without
It does stack.
anything.
Yeah.
That's so.
So it'd be a 12-24 against shooting on the way in because you're taking a journeyman.
which is
Right.
fucking missable by things that don't, like, I'm focus strapped, so I'm giving my gun jack that's rat 5 one focus to
he needs
boost
a 7.
damage.
He
He
needs a 7.
still has to get a 7
Okay,
damage.
so temporal acceleration is +2 movement.
And a fucking extra attack.
I'm already off casters. I can't
Okay,
stand. I'm not going to
so
suck this bitch's dick
Stormwall
anymore.
doubles its speed to 10, bond for 12, temporal acceleration to 14, charges 17, TK effective 19, plus reach to a 21-inch threat range.
Can we? Oh, she can't TK it. I'm sorry.
No, she can't take TK it.
No.
Could you Hunter's Mark? You can Hunter's Mark with Linus Russell if she gets far enough ahead of the Stormwall.
You can TK her forward.
That's true. Yeah, you can have a 23-inch threat Stormwall.
I'm not sucking this bitch's dick anymore. I fucking hate Haley. I think it's
Wait,
she's
why was
stupid.
it only that slow? 10, 12, 14...
Why is it only 23 inches? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read through the list.
It's just hilarious that she makes it super fast and has the basic ability to make... She has to spend more focus to do it, but she basically can give it 5 focus like Nemo.
If only she had that much focus. Oh wait,
She's at 8.
9.
Sometimes. 3 turns a game.
That name the
Let's
game
be
where you're going to
honest.
go longer than 3.
It's Haley
God.
too. She doesn't actually ever use all 3 of those. She's
And her
one
tier
before
can
then.
give it a 2-inch greater
Luckily,
deployment zone.
her deployment zone. Luckily, her
Her
God.
tier probably doesn't usually play with that. It usually plays with Storm Striders, doesn't it? And they start with power tokens. So they're like...
That's the other one.
Okay, so now we've sufficiently told this faction that they're broken.
Oh, yeah.
Brennan's writing things down.
And
He's
she has
mapping.
Time Bomb.
Just in case. Hey, wait. Did you have something that could get to my Colossal?
Oh, yeah. And she has Replication. Oh, you casted Crippling Grasp on my dudes? Now I have it.
I'm saying. I mean... oh,
Mistake.
God. Boundless Charge. Maybe you shouldn't have cast that.
No, it's the double.
That is-
It's really the double freezing grip is the problem.
God, I hate it.
And the fact
Yeah,
that
because
it's in her
because I
control.
had the Squire reroll. I didn't miss.
Oh,
And
God,
you're
I
just
hate her.
straight up +2 to hit over me.
God, I hate her so much.
To be fair, you
mean, that
wouldn't double
ability in
freezing
her
grip. You'd
controls-
probably freezing grip Sorsha only, and then just kill her.
She's mean to Cole. I do think some of these lesser played casters made it pretty high up there, which is interesting.
I think that's where people should start aiming to start doing something more interesting than just jamming. Because
We just told them which one was the best.
That's true. I don't think there's an argument Haley 2 is a really strong caster.
Nope, she's terrible.
Okay, I've completed the list.
oh god,
Starting at 16 and going to the best. Kane 2, Constance Blaze, Striker 2,
oh my god,
Sloan,
no,
Striker 3, Striker 1, Nemo 1, Nemo 3.
It's funny because as soon as we got to Sloan, I was like, okay, these casters are now decent with the Stormwall.
Yeah.
hey wow, like it worked.
There's only like 3 that are bad.
Yeah, there's literally only 3. Sturgis, Cray, Nemo 2, Kane 1, Darius, Siege, Haley 1, Haley 2. I was surprised Kane 1 made it so far up there, but I do think it's just a perfect mix of abilities.
They have so many powerful casters.
They do. I think Cygnar is the faction above all else that can play jank whenever they feel like and just make it work.
They got a lot of really cool shit.
They've got so much support and utility that is strong.
That's so much good shit.
They lack for some things.
They do. I'm not saying they have everything. I don't think like some of those people out there are like Cygnar's absolutely overpowered. Like I don't think they are.
Scott, right?
Yeah,
God,
get some harbor.
Oh,
No,
no, Scott.
No, I like them too, but it's. I do think Cygnar is a strong faction, but I do think it takes a lot of skill to play them.
I'll say that you definitely notice a huge difference between playing somebody who plays Cygnar that knows what they're doing and somebody who doesn't. Just
Yeah.
you can sit there and
Maybe even the largest. Like the problem is, you see people try and get into the game on Cygnar, and they don't hit the ground running because they're trying to just try stuff.
you
And
have to know target priority and things like that when
Yeah.
you're running
It's-
massive amounts of guns that you don't necessarily have the super volume of attacks, but you have a mid area of attacks, but you have to know which ones deal with what.
being able to know where power 10s are going to be effective is a big deal. I mean, that's something I've never really grasped until recently. And the fact, I mean, I've had a friend that's played Cygnar for years. All of our noobish games, I've just laughed at everything he did because I have armor 16 and he's power 10s, and that means at least 50% of the shots are going to do nothing. And it's been great. I mean, it means half his army does nothing, and everything of mine that touches his, being a weapon master Menoth, kills everything. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of just that power swing has meant a lot to me. Now, as I've gotten against more games, you play against more people who understand, okay, well, if I put a power 10 here, then it starts cracking through things that matter.
I should stop shooting your arcane shield at Stormwall with my power 10s.
Why?
They can crit brutal, man. It'll happen.
Depending on the power 10.
They could do like 6 damage.
Yeah.
That's all. Okay.
All right, let's do sign out.
This has been Brandon.
Max.
That was a long hesitation, Max. And Spence.
And I guess I'm no longer anonymous since I approve of this, Jeremy.
Thanks, Jeremy. Detroit! Bye. That's like complaining about gun mages because they're not 8 for 10.
I hate them so much. Dude, I cannot tell you how much I hate Cygnar.
So you're saying that you actually would be happier if there was no gun mages and no purification?
Yes.
But that's the thing is nobody...
I play Scorn, so yes.
Yes to both.
Why does nobody play Cygnar around here?
Because everyone that plays... Well, people do play Cygnar. They're just less experienced and non-competitive players.
In the military?
Well, the
and
flavor
or in
of
the
the
military.
month was Haley 2 for so long that everybody got really sick of hearing about it, and they want to try different things.
I played... when I played the Mercs over the last weekend, I was super bored in those games because I was playing 2 gun lines, basically. Even though one wasn't really gun line, it just had an Earthbreaker in it, and the rest of the army was melee. It felt like a gun line.
You know, people hate
Face is a
Superman.
gun line.
People hate Superman.
They do. They
Handgiver,
hate
Blood
Superman.
Runners. Oh, I'm sorry. They're only 5 points, so we can't actually...
Oh, yeah, it's not a good comparison.
Not a good comparison at all. Pathfinder Stealth Advanced.
People hate Superman because he's too good at doing everything.
I think
that's what they all say. They
the
all bitch
biggest
about it.
thing with them is that all they do is kill infantry. That's literally all they can do. They have PoE weapons.
Are
They
they
push
anatomical or...
Yes.
Can't they push things?
No, they have shadow play. No, you're talking about gun mages. We're talking about the Blood Runners.
Oh, yeah. There are just so many things to remove infantry. Like anatomical precision on one attack.
Granted, you can take a solo and you make them Mat 9, so that's a pretty good attack, but...
Yeah, I mean, then at that point you turn that unit to 7 points, and it's...
Not that much.
It's good, but I mean...
That's a point per model.
Wouldn't you rather have other things?
Yeah, but Scorn wants other things because they just want to play War Beasts, and I don't know that that's the right play for them. I mean, it is a lot of the time, but
Hey, Max,
you have to mix it up somewhere, don't you?
you might want to talk into your mic.
Are we recording?
Yes. We totally lose you when you're looking at your tablet.
I don't fucking give a shit.
Okay.
Max's capacity to not give a fuck. Pound it.
I didn't want to hurt your liberal hand, so
I know. They get
I went
light.
soft.
I don't have them conservative working hands. I've been lotioning them all day long with my welfare lotion.
Smells like other
Well,
people's
yeah, if
money.
you fire a gun, it'll toughen up your wrists a little bit. So.
I couldn't fire it.
I can't see that well like this, though, Brandon.
I agree. It's really annoying when I have to look at mine.
Well, you're like making out. Can you hear me right now?
Kind of. You should probably slide closer to the microphone.
I can't see
This is
this way
awkward.
either. I can't focus on it.
Well, that's a little extreme, Max.
Okay, let me
You
reset
put your
the
pants
level.
back on.
Your
Max.
tablet is not instantly substitutable as Google Glass.
What? I thought
Did you ever see the Google Glass commercial where like the girl comes home from her day and she's having like a great day out shopping and everything, and she gets there and her husband's like, "Why didn't you answer my call?" And she's like, "I didn't see it until I got home." And then she starts beating the hell out of her. That's what I was like. It's like
That sounds amazing. Why have I not seen
so
this?
dark. Look it up. Look up Google Glass abuse commercial. I was like, what? Like I was.
Do you
so
have
thoroughly-
Immortals?
What?
Do you have Immortals?
Is it like
No, that's actually my next box.
Is there
I
slogan
want them
"Don't
too.
get beat"?
I don't have them.
Reply to the text.
I want Ferox, too. I don't care what anybody says. I want to play him.
Dude, everything Scorn has, I look at him like I fucking love that model, except for Naresh.
Why do you not like
Yet
Naresh?
you want to play Naresh.
Dude's got iron flesh.
You mean Rusheth, I think.
No, I mean Naresh. I hate
Okay.
Naresh because
Why
He
you
has
said
iron
you
flesh?
were going to play him?
I bought him. Dude, I already went over this, okay? I ordered this in the Mammoth episode.
What about slingers?
I bought the goddamn faction because of Naresh. Okay, I was like, oh god, I can't wait to play Scorn. Naresh is so fucking badass.
God.
I had no idea what I was looking... No.
I've also had Praetorian Swordsmen since the beginning, and I don't think I've ever put them on the table.
They're amazing.
I think they are. I think they're
I
good.
like running with two different people, actually, with Morgul and Xerxes, because Xerxes, I think, can make them do fucking great damage. I mean...
Yeah, make them POW 12s, and charging POW 12s do damage.
PS15s if you want.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fucking
Combo
awesome.
strike,
units
pretty good.
of Incinerators when they came out.
Power 12 Weapon Masters with two
sorry.
attacks.
You didn't get those from
literally-
buying...
You literally could have gotten those for free.
I know.
All right.
Damn it. I've only put one together.
Brandon, look this up. Well, I suppose I'm going to say it anyway.
I don't have
Look up
Akiari.
the-
I do need to get those.
You need to watch this video, but its ending will disturb you on HuffPost. It's Woman's Day # through glass, and I'm saying it. It's
What about Carex? You don't see those, and you're like, oh, those are sweet.
no. I actually have a minimum unit of Carax at home that I took all the shields off of and put onto my Citrati because I can't stand that fucking unit. They are just disappointing as fuck.
The Citrati, you can't stand them.
No. The Carax. Shut up.
The only reason I would have them is to play Xerxes 1's other tier.
Yes, well, I feel
To
like that
deploy
would
them
just
at
be
20
fun as
inches
fuck.
with 3 guns on them.
In casual play, put that shit down. It's fucking hilarious. I laugh my ass off.
Let's get started.
Is this it?
Yeah, that's it. I like how you're playing it just loud enough that everybody can hear.
Well, I'm wearing headphones.
That's
so-
okay. I think everybody should hear this.
She does not seem...
What about Paingiver Beast
Very
Handlers? Do you
interesting.
have any of those?
What? Are we? I can't hear.
We just
anything
lost
now.
sound.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I turned it off.
okay. Paingiver Beast Handlers, do you have any of those?
Yes.
Okay, you're
I
solid.
have 2 minimum units.
Why not 2 maximum units?
I don't really know. I don't like them. I feel like they're kind of underpowered. I mean, they can't really do much.
This is true.
I'm like, yeah, reach is cool, but they don't have 2 attacks like swordsmen. They don't have a shield wall like Carax.
Or girded.
Yeah, I mean, how do you survive blast damage?
I think it's weird how a shield wall unit has girded.
Yeah,
That
what
kinda-
the fuck is that? God, I hate that unit.
What if instead
So when the blast damage originates from behind them,
they're still immune?
they're
to it?
still immune. And they don't care if they don't have the armor bonus. It's just like, did you listen? I actually like
This is my third
the
podcast
Australian
with you all,
podcast
and
now.
we're talking about Scorn again.
That's fine.
Well, that's because I
All
told
right,
Brandon
stop and
yesterday.
record.
Hey,
I told Brandon yesterday that I kind of want to play a different faction for a little bit and then go back to Crix, and he told me to play Scorn.
I said they were probably the most different from Scorn that he has. Because they actually have a pretty centric beast.
I have so little knowledge of Cygnar except for, what people say and have written everywhere. Like-
So now you know how I feel about hordes.
It's alright. I feel that way about everything in the game.
I hate hordes.
I hate the whole game.
Really?
I hate hordes.
That's fair.
What about?
It's too bad you allied with Scorn.
Soon
Conquer
everybody
them.
Fucking Magnus.
Allied,
I don't know
whatever.
if you really conquered them.
Soon
because-
everybody-
Do you have Tyrant
The
Vorkesh?
Emperor's
Yes.
name is the
I don't have
Conqueror.
He's awesome.
Really?
Yeah, whatever.
That's what Scorn calls him.
Yeah, until
I
they
never
kick
want to
his ass
have a
out.
spell worded unit,
Yeah,
though.
'cause that's going to happen.
Is mine coming through? I mean, I don't know.
You're
if
really
I
quiet. You
can
should probably
hear you,
just
but
yell
you're kinda
constantly.
quiet. I mean,
No, you're coming through just fine.
Okay.
I'm coming right now.
That's once again not shocking.
Let me take a big old gulp
I guess
here.
it does make it a 7-man unit, which is interesting.
A 7-man unit of Citrati that are immune to spells. I mean, it's...
They're also immune to your Defender's Ward.
No, you're running with Makeda 1. Turn 1, pop her feet. She runs over and kills Vorkesh. Cast Defender Ward on the unit. At the end, Vorkesh comes back. Now you have Defender's Ward on.
Is it
I'll
not
keep
by enemy attacks?
No.
Are you sure about that?
100% positive.
If I look this up and you're wrong,
You need to be doing that. I'm not kidding. That's
You know
That's
how great that was?
awesome.
And it's actually a good use for her feet, because I'll be honest with you.
that's the only Makeda I don't own because I don't. Savagery's kind of cool, but
No,
what the hell is this? I can't shoot my guns. Fuck
Because
that.
Citrati don't want to shoot their guns often.
Yeah, but Incendiary would be pretty fucking sick if they could walk 10 inches and shoot 10 inches. I'm sorry,
true.
walk 12 and shoot 10 inches.
Oh, I love it so much. I love it so much.
You're right. That would technically works.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
And you just upkeep it the rest of the
yeah,
game.
and they're like, why in the fuck? It's like, I mean, really, I mean,
And
it only
you,
matters.
hopefully you do that against Purification Caster.
Yeah. Or just Eris in
Why
general.
would you do that?
That's why Purification needs to be out of the game.
It's
So you can do stupid shit like that without reprisal.
I was talking to Ryan about it. What if it was changed to be...
What if gun mages and purification were gone? Why the fuck are we listing gun mages in that?
Oh, yeah.
They're annoying.
They're
They're
annoying.
not that annoying.
It just frustrates me because multiple armies get such an easy access to stealth removal on such quality pieces. It's not a negative. They're taking it regardless, and it also answers stealth,
He's just jealous because he plays Khador.
mostly.
But he doesn't play Khador.
But I was talking with Ryan
He's giving
earlier.
it up.
Right. I haven't played Khador.
Right, I know. So you don't play
I like Morgul
So
2's
shut up.
model.
You don't care about stealth.
I like the fact
You
that he's
have
a fan.
answers for it.
Not
yeah,
in
it
my
keeps him
current
cool in
faction.
battle.
And when my Menoth is done painted
who's
or
cooler
whatever,
than
I'll
Morgul?
have access.
What
no one.
faction?
What do you mean?
Mercenaries?
My worst
Yeah.
thing of him is
Mercenaries
that
don't
he
have an
has
answer
his
for
feet
stealth.
They have
is
gun
so
mages.
fucking worthless.
Yeah.
It's
You
not
play
worthless.
fucking
I take that
Not
back.
have
It's
two
not.
conversations at the same time.
But
Who the fuck cares? No
I
one's
don't
going
like-
to listen to this shit.
I don't like it that the fact that there's a feat that's at least 50% better on another caster that does the exact fucking same thing.
I just,
It's not the same thing. Dodge is different.
You're right. But neither of them have dodge. So let's move on.
evasion.
Evasive.
Okay, is there a reason why am I so bitter about other factions?
It's faction envy. It's okay. It
Is that what
happens
it
to
is?
the best of us. You're like, why can't my faction have all the tools in the game? Oh, wait, because then only people would play that faction.
Okay, well, you say that, but it's like, okay,
Why does Cygnar
I love
have
Scorn.
knights?
I mean, I said I love all the
right.
Scorn models, but we
I
went
take
over
that back.
Are not that good.
Legion pretty much has every answer in the game.
Yeah.
Fucking Legion. Dude, I fucking...
No, you're wrong. They still don't hold a candle to Crix.
You know who I really...
Oh, I see you have that
I would
special
actually-
rule when you're in that piece of terrain.
I would actually rather fight Crix than most of these other bullshit armies.
Really?
I hate trolls.
As
I hate
Scorn.
Cygnar. You know what? I would.
I'd like to see that 5 games in a row until you change your mind.
You know, when I play more than 5 games ever...
How often do you play against Crix? It's taken a while for you to answer.
how often do I really play this game? Like, I think at some point I read No Quarter and thought I was doing something
This
else.
is a game? I thought it was just a hobby.
Yeah.
I thought we just listerbated.
Yeah, we just imagine that there's rules.
Talon of Morzul.
What?
Okay, when I look at Cygnar, okay, we're going to talk about the Stormwall here, so let's go down to Cygnar. Okay, things and like I said, this is my lack of experience. Once again,
All right, don't do anything groundbreaking because we haven't really started the episode yet. So
Okay.
we can only speculate right now.
Speculation, okay. Well, this is all speculation because I've played so few games against Cygnar. I know so little about
That's true
Cygnar.
because if you bring us something that's obviously wrong, we can just cover it now.
Yeah, I just call it done. Okay. First off, Kane's a bitch. I fucking hate Kane. Kane is stupid good.
Which one?
Like Kane.
Okay, both.
Kane.
Yeah, both
Okay,
are
Kane's
pretty damn
stupid
good.
fucking good, and it's annoying as balls. It's fucking. Why in the fuck do you have Deadshot and Snipe? Why? Why is that a thing?
Why?
Deadeye.
Why do
Yeah.
you?
That's Kane 1.
You've never seen him played.
What do you mean?
Like I feel like you're talking about what you've seen on a card.
Yeah, I started this off
That's
with my
why.
lack of
Yeah,
experience.
we said he's speculating.
Right, but
No, I disagree. He seems like a
I-
fucking amazing caster.
I don't know. He is.
Whenever
I'm
a
not
caster
saying
can get
anything
work done
about
from
that.
a mile away, it's annoying as fuck. And I say that because I play two different factions, really, okay? I play Scorn, which, I mean, people would be like, well, here's this example of how your faction could do that. That's not what happens. It's not true. And then you have Menoth, which, I mean, Menoth, I feel like you can't have faction envy on because they can do all kinds of great shit and they're awesome. But
But their casters aren't the reasons.
Well,
Well, I mean,
it-
they help that, but they're not.
like when
up
I
in the
read,
mix.
and Kara Sloan not being as cool is really, I mean, not being as good as she is from what everybody says, from not, being that badass, from not being one of the top tier casters that people talk about. Kara Sloan is a weapon master with a fucking 14-inch range gun.
and
that's-
Fire Group.
Awesome.
Fire
And
Group
Fire
makes
Group.
it a 16
God, I
range
love
gun.
that. Tell me you wouldn't want a caster to be like, I'm going to pick a motherfucker to die every turn. Not like Scar picks one of her motherfuckers. Oh, two? I mean,
Well, you take a 1-point model.
oh, yeah,
and
you
you
take
reload.
yeah, what the fuck
It's
is that?
pretty taxing.
Why would you? It's like she's like that fucker's dead. That fucker's dead.
Or I
16
do 12 damage to a beast.
It's like that's so cool.
She should also have sniper.
And okay, effectiveness
So she
out
can
the
pick the
window.
column.
Effectiveness out the window. Coolness factor. That's fucking awesome. Your caster gets to do something.
You get to roll 4 dice on a gun. That's pretty cool.
Dude, every fucking turn your caster gets to be like, my dick's bigger than yours.
I'm just saying, I have the coolest
know
Kara
if
Sloan model available.
That's probably true.
It's modeled by him.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's half the reason I bought this shit.
I was like,
Oh my god, I thought he was keeping that.
no.
Can we get some explanation here? What's this thing look like?
Andrew sold
Well,
his
she's
models
normally like holding her gun in the air.
Yeah.
and looks dumb as fuck.
This one is looking down the sights.
Like she's about to kill someone.
That's cool as shit.
Yeah.
Jeremy converted it for Andrew, and then he sold his Cygnar like immediately after. It felt like
Well, and coming from
he
Menoth,
never played them. He literally never played them.
He
coming
did
from
too. He
Menoth,
played Darius like twice.
I want a caster that can actually do some shit in combat. That can, I mean, I feel like Menoth has awesome casters. It's a great stable, but like they stand in the back for the most part and just kind of watch the army do things.
They're game managers.
You
Yeah,
want
and
a
that's-
super solo?
I
You don't
would.
want Alex Smith at quarterback?
I would like Will Smith. I mean, I want a badass. I do. I want someone who's just. Oh god. Well, I want a caster that can like actually do like a super solo caster. Okay. Ever since Mark 1 a billion years ago when the game first started, I saw the Butcher. I saw Vlad. I was like, fuck. Why can't my caster be that dude? And I know it's like, well, why don't you just play that faction? It's like 'cause
Vlad's
I wanna
more of a
play-
Menoth caster than I think you'd think.
He is, but when you put blood of fucking kings on, and then you can just walk around like a badass, it's
Yeah.
like that feels great. I mean, that's when you start playing this game and you got your cool leader model. It's like you think to yourself, like, okay, when you watch your leader model do cool things, that's why I play this game instead of any other miniatures game, because you can watch one model just go to town. I can watch my one Annihilator kill 6 fucking blood trackers in one go and be like, that's right, bitches. I made 6 tough rolls, and you bitches are on my fucking... It's like, I love that. That feels awesome. When one model can do something awesome. And when your leader can do it, it's great. When you go crazy with Butcher 2, doesn't that feel awesome?
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, so... I know not everybody can do it, and I guess it's kind of just whiny... It's like, that's all it is. But what do they give us? Resnick? Resnick?
No, I mean, you can be peace heavy and upkeep
Lady.
Defender's Ward like a boss.
Yeah.
He also upkeeps Eye of Menoth.
That's true.
Probably the best fucking
You just play
faction
Sevi
buff
too,
in the
because he
game.
can go into man mode just like Vlad can.
I have been killed by Sevi 2 before. Mainly because I was running Gore Shade 3 at him.
You really died to Sevi too.
Yeah, you watched that happen. I was playing Constance, and I was camping 23 armor. I did what wasn't max camp, and he just
yeah.
iced me. I mean, shit happens.
I just feel like they have a lot of casters that can do cool shit.
I remember the time I was most upset. Ryan trampled Mulg over a bunch of guys, bought attacks, and goaded to my caster.
And all those guys were knocked down.
Right. So he
Yes.
buys a
That is, in fact, how the reward.
He spends his last fury to buy an attack and hard rolls an 11 over a wall to hit Vlad.
Let's talk about how good that knockdown ability is on Trample.
Yeah.
Hate you so much.
So, by the way, if you're ever at a convention and your opponent calls a judge, just assume he's right, apparently.
That's how it works.
Because, all right, now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is how it happened. He tramples Deathjack over your Knight Exemplar Seneschal. And then declares that...
Errant. Knight Exemplar Errant Seneschal.
Oh, it was the Errant Seneschal.
Yeah.
And then declares, because I hit you, but I didn't kill you...
Is that the one with combo smite?
No, that's the Errant, the hunter guy. So, since he hit you, you are now knocked down because of trample.
Yeah, it's like he hit you with the trample. Okay, yes, that's true.
And he's like, so you're knocked down.
He didn't hit, though. He missed, didn't
No,
he?
he hit.
No, he hit.
He
He
hit and
just
did
didn't
3
kill him.
damage.
Okay.
Yeah, because power strength 12 versus armor 16, he got like a 7, I think is how math works. He did 3 damage. He's like, okay, but he's knocked down. I was like, no, he's not. He's all like, yeah, that's how tramples work. I'm like, is there like a rule? Someone was like, yeah, that's just how tramples normally work. Been playing since 2003. Like 6 games total since then. I'm confident that's not true, but let's just, because I want to learn this correctly, let's call a judge. Call some judge over. I'm not going to say names. My first semi-big event, I guess. I don't know any of these fucking people. So call the judge over. He was like...
He was the organizer of the event.
Yeah, of many events. This guy's known by a lot of people. So I didn't know that. So and I'm a guest. It's not my store. I don't know any of these fucking people. So I'm like, okay, I guess that's how it works. Because
He's like, yeah, you're knocked down.
That's what the judge says. And he's like, okay, so you are knocked down. I'm like, well, no, because I'm within 9 inches of Gravis. So no, he's not knocked down. But
I just want to get this right.
it's like, okay, so what's your timer at? So it's like, I didn't understand that at all. So after he did that trample and then landed and just didn't do anything, he then ran Scar 2 and then said, fuck. And I said, what? He's like, I just ran her and I can't pop her feet now. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Do you not know how the game works? Like, you just did that and then said fuck. And I said, well, take it back because that doesn't make any sense at all. And he's like, no, I gotta learn. I'm like, learn what? You don't know the basic rules. Like, what the fuck are you... Nobody learns anything from this. It's like...
Well, you call the judge again, maybe he'll say you can pop your feet after running.
I was like, fuck it.
No, you pop it before you run, and then you run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But
you
that
let him
still
get away
doesn't
with
work.
I hate everybody.
You let him get away with the trample bullshit, so
I honestly want to know, because if up until this point I thought I was doing this thing correctly, whatever. Great. You know, we were still arguing about whether or not trampled models, like models that were hit with trample attacks, or model that were contacted during a trample movement that you got to make attack rolls on, got free strikes on you. People argued about that for so long, and I'm reading this like, it says here that they
it's
don't.
like paragraph 2, guys.
It's like, it just says that they don't. It's like,
Show
well,
up, Spence.
but it says models. It's like, you're leaving their threat there. It's like, what are you talking? It says here that they don't get that, though.
The GW arguing it doesn't work, where you're like, no, that's not how I interpret it. You can't do that in this game. Which is actually a valid argument in the other game.
Let's just diet.
Yeah, let's just 4+ it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite horror stories was the TO said, we don't have an official judge and I'm going to be busy, so if there's a rules dispute, just 4+ it. He said that before the 72-person tournament started. And immediately the guy's opponent is like, I'm going to charge you. I make it. And he's like, no, what are you talking about? I haven't even gone yet. You're like 24 inches away from me. He's like, I think I got it. He's like, I completely disagree. It's like, let's 4+ it. It's like, are you serious? And that was the game.
God, I love rules.
Didn't. Okay.
No, yeah, he killed him on turn 1. Like, he killed his entire fucking army because he just started making up rules.
I love this so much. I love it so much.
My Psyker's going to use the banishing. He's going to roll a 6+ for your army to get sucked into the warp. Like, why not at this point, man?
Whoa, only 6+?
Yeah, I'm not even going to dispute this one.
4+ to see if he can do it.
Let's get this over with.
That's so terrible. God, I love games.
Yeah.
I completely forgot how I got on the whole people getting knocked down bullshit.
We talked about it.
Oh, yeah. I love that so much. Okay, so he is knocked out. No, he's not. He's within 9 inches of Gravis.
I'm just saying, you can knock down the highest of defense models that way. It's so good.
Yeah, as long as you hit them with
over them with a trample. Like, shut up.
All you have to do is go over them.
It's like, why? You
You don't even have to make the hit roll.
My favorite
just
thing is,
works.
like, I mean, he had Nightmare and Death Jack in his army, which is, I mean, I guess that's a thing. I don't know anything about how lists are supposed to be built, but at 35 points he had those two. And I had a full tier 4 epic Kraos army there, and he just runs his caster up, is like, okay, well, I'm going to go and run her. Oh, shit. I guess that's it. Okay, go. That's not how that works. You don't put your caster within 5 inches of mine and then say you're done.
It's like Chromac, and he runs 3 Warple Stalkers at you and turns them around. You're like, what are you
To be
doing?
fair, he is defense 16 and really hard to hit on your feet turn.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, epic Kraos speed turn. You miss a lot of your attacks.
That's Kraus 2, everybody, by the way. Kraus 2. Completely overpowered. Like, if you ever feel like playing this game against... Find somebody who's been playing for a few months and is just now getting into it. I mean, they're just past battle boxes. They've read a bunch of shit online, and they think they know something. Put Kraus 2 down on the table and just laugh whenever your feet gets popped, and they just lose everything on the table because they have no idea how to fight against that. It's the funniest shit.
Scar 1 is very similar. They're like, you just get that? It's like, what? You can just do that? That doesn't seem fair at all.
Two-handed throw. It's like, make it up. I love it.
Well, I mean, all you gotta do is trample over, then she's easy to hit.
Actually, I'll take this on. Well, I was talking to a bunch of the newer
No,
guys.
because that's a Raider captain right there within
That's
9
true.
inches.
Similar situation.
I was talking to a bunch of the newer guys up at Tabletop the other night, and like I was trying to get across, like, one of the biggest jumps for me ever on learning anything about the game was just the simplicity of learning the basic rules of how the game works. Like, there's a very simple set of rules which make this game superior to a lot of other games that that transcend everything else in the game. And when you learn those, it does so much for you and just basic strategy on the table. And it's worth its weight in gold to sit down and do that. Like, a lot of people don't understand how a one-handed throw works. Mm-hmm. And I get it. It seems like, well, how often are you actually going to use that? I mean, if you don't know how to use it, you're never going to use it.
Right.
Two-handed throws, slams, all these things. It's like, I remember when I learned what a trample was. When I learned that you could trample...
Dude, I play Crix. I don't know what any of the shit you're talking about is.
Headbutt.
If infantry doesn't do it, I don't know what it does.
He only bothered to read the slam entry after he started playing Helldivers.
I don't understand anything at all. I'm saying, like, whenever I learned what a trample was, it was like, it completely, it changed every game I played, because all the people I've been playing with for, like, so long now, we never used any of that shit. Everything was like, allocate 3 focus, charge, start attacking. Oh, shit, that's how it works. That's how we did it every fucking time. But the game changes so much when they're like, well, I'm going to go ahead and crowd your jackalope, so I'm going to put these guys, and now you're like, fuck, I'm going to throw this asshole.
It's literally like thinking outside the box.
It's not outside the box, because they haven't even reached a point where they realize that there's a box yet.
What are power attacks? I don't know what that means.
It's like, get past charge. I mean, get past charge. Figure out what everything else does. I mean, throwing a model, two-handed throwing a model, slamming a model, these are the most important things that are just there. And if somebody can think they're completely perfectly defended because they don't know the basic rule of those things, they don't realize they're just sitting there like a sitting duck. It's the most elementary thing. You can just figure that out first. I had 2 people buy battle boxes, and they were learning how to play the game, and I refused to let them get out of the battle box games before they learned how to do simple things like power attacks. And so, as opposed to anything else, I sat down and was like, okay, I'm going to do this kind of like they do in a video game, where they make you go through this stupid fucking tutorial. It's like, press these 3 buttons. Oh, now you know
And
how
if
to do
you
this
don't,
combo.
you can't go forward.
I said, like, okay, this game, every time you do anything with one of your warjacks, you are slamming. Every attack you're going to make is a slam. And it really annoyed the fuck out of them, because they had to figure out how to make slams effective.
Was one guy playing Scorn and you're just trying to make him win?
No. It was actually Cygnar versus Cygnar, which, I mean, it was just like pretty much letting Cygnar lose. But so my lights are slamming your heavies. Damn it, this is not really doing much. Well, they got better reach on that, but then Sorsha just killed Striker every time.
Yeah. That happens when you don't feat and camp Arcane
She's
Shield.
literally the second best battle box caster there is.
She's pretty good.
Who's number 1?
Negra.
Not close.
In battle
even
box.
close.
In battle box.
It's not even close at all. I
That's how it
completely
is.
agree.
Krios, also really good.
Stupid good.
But not quite, I don't think, on their level.
Yeah. Sorsha's threat range is just stupid, and half the battle box casters are 16, 14.
She actually
which
might
means
be
she
worse in battle boxes, unless Denegra feats on her before she can do it.
The difference is Sorsha literally has to assassinate you, because everything else she does is worthless.
Yeah, but she can.
Denegra
She
just
can.
wins by killing your battle box.
But if you go
My
up against-
4-point light's killing your 9-point heavy. Bye.
So brutal. It's so brutal.
Oh, it is defense 15, so you can't hit it now because it's actually defense 17 because it's my feet turn, and you're -2 to all applicable stats.
That's so brutal. It's just... I love everything about Denny. Like, every time I hear anything about her or look at what she can do on the table, she's just stupid.
The battle box is not okay. Oh, the other good part is that she's also playing like 4 points up on every battle box.
Yeah, because they felt she needed 4 poor jacks in her fucking battle box.
It's so good.
And once you apply Crippling Grasp and Feet, basically anything is good. Like, Helldivers become like heavies. Like, it's dumb.
Their caster just gets eaten alive every goddamn time with no question. Let's just all just take a moment to think about how unreasonably powerful that fucking Warcaster is for no fucking reason.
No reason.
For no fucking reason. Once again, it's faction jealousy. I wish Metal
I don't know
had
how much of it is faction jealousy on Denny. She's pretty fucking strong. Really, I just think she shouldn't have stealth base. I really think that's the problem. If it wasn't for that, I would say she's balanced because she has to like risk stuff by spending focus, but because she has stealth, she only has to really be afraid of certain factions.
Yeah.
What?
Like who?
You're looking at me puzzling because you play Grix.
Again, he plays Kador, has no out for stealth, and he has a problem with stealth.
Well, a lot of the things that ignore stealth, apart from eyeless sight, like shooting, is, for the most part, unable to affect stealth models that can actually camp armor.
Well, if you're bad like me, and you don't actually want to know how to play the game, buy Adjudicator. by Fey
But a
1 2.
Denager that's camping her stack isn't doing that much for her army.
Maybe. Just putting her in cover, like most guns that actually ignore stealth, can't hit her.
But cover costs 3 points in Crix.
No, it
that is
doesn't.
a
It's
super
called
high
fucking
tax.
deploy correctly. There's walls on the table usually.
Not always.
There's lots of cover and defensible terrain on tables, or else you're playing
I'd
badly.
rather just kill a Helldiver in the correct position.
You could do that.
I got nothing. I was just pointing.
The fuck, Max? Like he
was like, "Be banished from this earth!"
like this look on his face of what the fuck, and then pointing off behind us, like, dude, are you fucking?
There's a vampire right behind you. That's like what that looked like.
I got a mirror. Oh, vampire mirror. I see. Yeah.
He figured out what to do with his hand.
Max knows what to do with his hands.
Masturbate.
He said masturbate quietly.
Everyone heard it.
Okay.
Yeah,
should
I'll
get-
amplify that.
Amplified. That's what she said.
With 2 Ds for a double dose of his pimping.
I'm baiting it right now.
God, this
I don't care.
this derailed so quickly.
I know, it's all your fault too. Why didn't you pick it up?
Yeah, why did you notice I was pointing?
Oh my god!
I
Oh yeah,
haven't.
okay. I thought you were talking about the fucking like the Archangel. I was like, not.
No.
It's like nobody's magnetized that ever.
Well, actually, a lot of people have magnetized
Are
the
you
wings.
fucking
The
kidding
wings.
me?
Yeah,
So you can take the wings out and
So
put
you
it in a
can put it
box.
away.
Nobody puts that thing in a box. It's all Legion players. They put this shit on the fucking shelf, and owner's like, "That's so cool." Like,
got
good.
an
It is a cool model.
It's never going to see the table.
Brandon loves it.
I think it's playable. I don't
model
think it's
isn't?
amazing.
What
I
model
think
is
it's
not playable?
Is unplayably bad?
Yes.
No, there's no unplayably models. They're all playable.
Commodore cannon. In
Yeah,
most
it's pretty
factions.
That's terrible.
You can't take it.
Exactly. That's why it's unplayable.
Second, battle
in most
engines would be
factions.
nice. I love battle engines. I think battle engines are fucking awesome. There needs to be more of them.
I think the biggest mistake they made is they didn't think about the ability to boost on the different ones for some reason.
Well, I think that in theory, like in fluff wise and looking at them, they're all fucking great. But
I'm not a fan of the Kador one.
Oh, it's a little bit uninspired. But
Well, it's not.
I
that,
feel like that's most of that faction.
it just shouldn't have had horses. It should have just had a steam plow in the front and just been steam powered.
My friend Dan McCarty made his a tank, and it looks amazing.
Right. It was like you buy the battle wagon upgrade kit from fucking GW and you put tank treads on it and it looks amazing.
That's exactly what he did. It
and
looks
guess
fucking
what?
awesome.
It's not shitty. Like
I still want to do the 6 war dogs.
pulling it like it's a big sleigh.
And I just feel like a lot of the.
Can you put Santa on top holding the military rifle?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
It would be amazing.
If you just put him in overalls and a straw hat and have just a redneck on top with a rifle, that'd be amazing.
And with Butcher's,
They are Kador, so.
Butcher's new
Yes.
theme force, you get all those war dogs. You have like a sea of war dogs.
I would love more battle engines in the game. I feel like huge bases.
They made all your Warjacks Defense 12. Would you do it?
Probably. Mainly just for the counter charge. I'd be like, he's like defense 12 or something. I don't know.
You know what this game really needs? More artillery.
Actually, that's valid. I hate.
No, I think the artillery we have is playable. People just aren't creative enough.
No, I'm talking about big, heavy artillery.
More heavy
a
artillery.
huge base
on,
artillery.
on like huge base.
Like the
Like
cannon
battle
on the
engines?
Widowmaker box.
Yeah.
Like battle engines?
Like the old, Kador terrain.
We have that up at
avalanche
Pulp Fiction.
cannon.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. Just turn that into
Just kaboom!
having big terrain pieces like that. Though I think at this point now we're kind of getting into a different game because this game needs. More
I'm not
ridiculous
with Jeremy
gunlines.
on the you should have like 30-inch AoEs. Like just play Apocalypse GW and just tell me how much you like
No,
artillery.
you have to use that GW artillery.
the 10-inch apocalyptic blast. There's the one where it's like it's
I
literally
can
like
shoot 4 tables
four
away.
10-inch templates on swivels, so you can do like barrages and it just removes from play. And you're like, are you fucking serious?
Cantankerous.
This is a real thing.
Are you looking at the Siege Animactors?
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Got hyper aggressive, dude.
It's so
If you shoot it, it moves.
Doesn't it get rage tokens if it kills stuff too?
No.
No, if it takes
If
damage.
it takes damage.
It has hyper aggressive and it gets tokens on damage. That's so good. You just wait for your opponent to do 1 point of damage in shooting and then charge them.
Or
fine.
you do 1 point of damage.
That's true. Yeah, just shoot it in the butt.
I just like
you get Saxon
I
and
like
just-
the powerful Powhatan reach spears it has. I mean, that's really what makes it a
The
model.
POW 10 reach spears. That's pretty good.
Why does that exist?
Because there's 2 guys on the back poking.
I know
into the
it's just
sticks.
stupid. I mean, come the fuck on.
I heard that the league model version of that, where the beast handlers could affect it, was actually pretty solid.
Didn't they have, like,
bothers me
guns?
more than anything else about this model?
I just know that
Right.
beast handlers could affect
Fluff-wise, you know what bothers me more than anything else about this model?
What?
Why did they not enslave this thing and make it fight?
What do you mean?
Like, why isn't this not a war beast? Like,
It's not good enough to boost.
you're lying. Why is it not a war beast?
It's so dumb.
It's pretty dumb.
Well, the Paingiver one also
Do we
has
have fucking bugs,
2 high
okay?
power attacks.
Yeah, bugs are pretty smart.
That's so not true.
And
They have the hive mind
and the gun
collectiveness, and
is auto fire D6 instead of...
really, you put
What
bugs
is
together, they
crappy?
get exponentially
It's actually
smarter.
D6 minus 1, though.
What is?
On the League model animatrix. It can make slams, tramples. It's a weapon platform, which means it can always shoot its gun.
Did it
It's
literally
furious.
just get straight better in every possible way and is still like same
This model
points?
can have up to 3 Fury points
I think
at
it's
a
also like
time.
2 points cheaper.
During its activation, this model
like
can
8
spend
points.
Fury points to boost melee attack rolls or melee damage rolls
It's just
at 1
not
Fury
good.
point per beast. Or per boost. But how does it get Fury?
What's this model's damage point? Oh, on the League one,
Yeah.
it can be given fury by the beast handlers.
Oh, so they can just whip it? Mm-hmm. So it has to take damage.
Well, 1 point each. and
Okay,
then
you need
one-
to give it fury points, right? Okay. Pain conditions. This model can be affected by beast manipulation abilities if it were a war beast.
Yeah, but I mean that means you can also heal it. So
Yeah.
like the first 3 guys can hit it to get fury on it, and then you heal for D3.
Well, you don't have to hit
Yeah,
it.
well, one
You
of them
just give
still
it.
also has
Right.
to enrage it. Just saying.
Do you have to?
You don't have to enrage it at all.
Because like turn 1, you can put 3
No,
rage
plus
tokens
2
on
strength on it would be kind of nice.
Yeah.
it. Well, right, but so turn 1 you put 3 fury tokens on it, then you heal it. The next
See,
turn you
here's where the
enrage it.
problem is.
You don't-
the
okay.
rage tokens on the original one made it a POW 19 on the clubbed tail. This bitch only gets to POW 18.
They fixed it.
Fucking
That was the
terrible.
problem.
Fucking terrible.
Why do we not see more Storm Striders?
You
Because
know,
they don't start with power tokens.
Yeah, if they could boost on
You do
their
the
own.
right tier force.
Yeah,
No, they do get played in that. Every time you see that tier force, you see like 2 storm striders.
I think they're required in the tier force.
That might be.
I think it's
They're also just
Tier
good,
4.
so
But yeah, that's actually probably the main reason they don't get played. If they had a way to take their own damage, and because I mean, the whole function of
He's a friend of mine for a long time. He's the guy that I got into the game with, and he's listening to one of our casts.
is he enjoying it?
He just sent me a text message that says Max is fucking hilarious. Which, I mean, that kind of tells you Dan's taste.
Good.
Which episode?
God-fearing people.
The mammoth. It is a thing in the game. Dude, best fucking Jeremy quote ever. Oh yeah, Jeremy like says almost nothing all the time. Every time he opens his fucking mouth, it's gold. It's like, it's a thing in the game. It's like,
Well, did you hear the one
dude, you're
where I
fucking
did the
Garth.
gag?
You're fucking Garth. I was there, just like, I like to play. It's like, that's all it is.
You know what we should do for next podcast? We should go through all the league models.
Shut up. Max is not allowed to do anything.
I will not be on that episode,
Oh my-
nor producing it.
Oh my god.
Okay,
So it will be recorded on tape.
on my phone.
we got this. I'm with you, Max.
It'll be recorded
This
mute
is
style.
fucking stupid.
I'm gonna get the rest of this. All right.
Okay, so what the hell are we talking about tonight?
I don't
think,
know, but we've been talking for 43 minutes. So.
43
That's a good
minutes.
pre-ramble, right?
Yeah.
I'm having a good time with it.
Are there
Yeah.
bitches? Are there,
It's been
there
fun.
are-
Well, considering the mammoth episode, I narrowed down to like under an hour of the actual episode.
That's true. On most of these, it should be pretty quick when we actually do the talking about it. It's mostly just,
There's going to be a lot of people explaining shit to me because it's fucking Cygnar. I
right.
hate everything I see Cygnar do.
So-
Except for, I want to play Sturgis.
what a model's speed represents how fast it can move.
How do you
my
figure out what a model
God.
speed is?
It's on the card.
There are cards.
There are cards.
Okay.
And it's not speed.
It's a thing in the
SPD.
game.
It's a thing of the game. The storm will...
They printed those?
This one will,
When
this
did they
one will
start
really
doing that?
trip you out. Look at all the stats on that bitch.
Lightning pooed.
Now remember, you're not going to want mark damage on that card. There's a white card you're going to want mark damage on.
Does it look like a
Let's not get
Judicator
into
card?
this shit.
There's some fire stuff on
No, you just add extra boxes to
Yeah,
the
you
card.
just get the white out and just fill in all those extra boxes and then black marker. And
Alan's being mean.
Keep it up. It's good for you.
has he paid the rent?
No.
Brandon doesn't post.
Then I think you should kneecap him.
Kneecapping commencing.
Brandon doesn't post things, so
Yeah, I'm lazy.
Oh, fair
I haven't
enough.
done the math yet, even though I've sent a check out.
God, I want the Centurion to be... Let's just only play... Tell me about how much I like the Centurion.
Centurion?
How much do you like the Centurion? Do I need to go get the models so I can show you with a visual?
Do you have a bunch of Centurion models I can just look at and be happy about?
I have one
Are they plastic
downstairs.
or metal?
It's plastic.
I love the metal one.
I like the metal Stormwall as well.
The metal Stormwall. Hey, okay, you told me any model I can get in plastic, I can get in metal. Can I get a fully metal Judicator?
I did not say that. When did I say that?
I'm quoting you.
When did I say that?
I'm pretty confident that was said.
You're confident, okay. I'm confident
It
that
would
was
feel-
not.
physically be
What you do is you
possible
get a
to.
brick of metal, and you get a pocket knife, and you begin whittling.
I don't want to do that.
Well, nobody said it was going to be easy.
Is the Reliant a thing?
Wait, there's actually a Jack called the Reliant?
Yeah, it's the newest
You said
one.
that?
Oh, that's the one that drops the,
fuck
like,
is
lightning
wrong?
storm AoE?
Yeah, and the
is
one
that
on
the one-
critical that can freeze people that are immune to stationary because it's an electric version of stationary. Fuck yeah!
Is that the one that's not out yet?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
just like the Grolar and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Alright, so...
Inflictor and the Inditer.
Hierarch Garrick Boyle. Protectorate character solo. Speed 7, Strength 10, Mat 10, Rat 5, Defense 17, Armor 14, Command 10. Fearless, Pathfinder. Holy Force. It's PS 25 magical weapon.
Holy shit.
Holy Force has armor piercing, which is, you know what that, I'm not fucking explaining
Habs
it.
armor, yeah.
Decapitation, which damage exceeding the armor of the model hit is doubled. A model disabled by this attack cannot make a tough roll.
Alright, so if he hits an Ironclad, theoretically, he would normally be dice plus 7, but he has him do a 9, so he's dice plus 16, doubled.
Auto kills.
Auto kills an Ironclad at full health on hit.
Divine Verdict. When a model is hit by this weapon, it is knocked down and can be pushed D6 inches directly away from this model.
So was the
Let's
idea
keep
of
going.
this scenario to sacrifice every plebe until you could kill him?
Let's keep going. He has a punching blade, which is PS 13 Weapon Master magical weapon. And he has a second punching blade, which is identical to that.
Wait, what
He has
is...
two punch? Yeah,
What is the other... What was he attacking with before?
Holy Force.
Oh, he was just attacking
That-
you with the faith of his god.
That is literally his cock.
Actually, this is literally okay. Garrick, the fucking fluff behind is Garrick Boyle was empowered by the entirety, the force of Menoth. Okay, but he wasn't allowed to enter whatever bullshit fucking city it was, and I'm not gonna remember it. And it was taken away from him, and the Harbinger actually wound up giving Stryker her fucking sword so Stryker could kill him. Okay.
Harbinger. Okay, anyway. keep going.
Abilities, okay? Oh, Punching Blade have armor piercing as well. Just PS 13 Weapon Master armor piercing. He has Ancient Shroud. He has the Glory of Menoth. Once per game, during its activation, this model can use Glory of Menoth. Range attack rolls against this model, and models completely within 3 inches of it automatically miss for 1 round. Parry. Righteous Flames is a star action. Enemy models that ends its activation within 2 inches of this model suffer fire continuous effects. Righteous Flames last for 1 round. You will never use that ability.
That's probably
Ever.
true.
Ever.
Yeah.
Well, you can walk forward and use it, and because you can't get to people.
You ran the first turn with Glory of Menoth on so nothing could shoot you, and then you charge whatever the fuck you didn't get. It's like it's just dead. Keep in mind, he has 3 Oh, I'm sorry. Next one. Sidestep. He has Sidestep as just on him. So all 3 of his attacks, he sidesteps off of Holy Force into Punching Blade. Into Punching Blade.
Does he like one-shot Terminus?
I think he one-shots.
Does he one-shot anything he hits?
Except for maybe a Colossal.
Steady. This model cannot be knocked down.
He'd be dice plus 15 on the Conquest doubled. If he charged and rolled an 11, he'd do
Doesn't he
52
have, like,
damage
8 hit points
on
or
average.
something?
He has 12 hit points.
12 hit points.
He would kill the Conquest on the charge.
What do you
Well, he has 3
Yeah,
initial
because the other
attacks.
2 attacks would kill it. Because it'd be dice plus 3s. Doubled. No, they're not decap.
They're just armor piercing.
Right, but he only has 10 hit points left at that point, so you would on average kill a Conquest on the charge. That's fucking
No.
stupid.
As long as you
Well,
hit, you just
PS13
do, because
weapons-
not even average, because your dice plus 3 with 3 dice, it's auto 6 on those 2 attacks, which is 12, which is enough.
Yeah, if you roll average on the charge attack, you should kill him.
I love him so much.
What's a crit point value for that model?
Tricks point value?
Like, I was thinking like 3. Now, let's go 4 point just caster attachment.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's worth at least as much as a journeyman.
I'm just thinking, you're sad because your casters can't go do work. Maybe they have their little errand boy go do it for them.
I think if he counts our errand boy, we don't even care about taking it. Like, I want to play a journeyman league and see if they'll just let me play that.
Well, the trick is you got to play caster with transference so he can boost.
Yeah.
Oh, him with Harbinger?
Yeah, let's just martyr foil.
99.9% chance to hit is better than 99.4%
I
chance to hit.
will say that I do love the idea of martyring foil, though. I just heard that.
You have to hit him, 12 times at least?
Right, yeah. And then, of course, you're going to have the Hierophant run up and heal him D3 every turn. At which point your opponent will pull out a nail and stab themselves in the temple with it.
Fuck yes. God, I love every bit of that. Oh.
I just kill with blast
Ancient
damage.
Shroud, steady. Just throwing it out there.
Blast damage.
I love him so much.
You don't even need the book.
He's not immune to stationary. With the book, he is.
That's true.
He's not an exemplar model. So Gravis doesn't help him. But you could throw him. It's so stupid and I love it.
Do you have a strength buff for the Judicator so you can throw him further?
No. But we do have a map buff on the Judicator, so it's better at throwing him. So he does hit whatever he lands next to. You don't want him to deviate.
What is the only strength buff in Menoth?
Strength buff? Engine Destruction?
Second.
Is it an actual spell, or are you just looking for abilities?
Strength buff anywhere.
Oh, Battle Driven? Righteous
Good job.
Fury?
Righteous Fury?
Yeah.
Is it +2 to damage rolls, or is it +2 strength?
Strength.
Righteous Fury. Is that on those?
Not Exemplar Seneschal.
Okay, I was thinking Fire Salvation when you said that.
You just
Righteous
owned him.
Vengeance. I've only played Menoth.
Battle Brothers?
For like 12 years.
Yeah, since day one. I'm like, and actually, the first thing I ever played was fucking Cygnar. Like, I'll admit that.
So you're an expert because you played Cygnar for the last 13 years.
I played Cygnar one time 13 years ago. And I couldn't stand its battle box because I fucking hate Striker.
Yes. Good reason.
Could not stand its battle box. And then it was this big fucking game at Recruits when the game was like brand fucking new in 2003. And everybody got to pick their own fucking faction. I was playing Cygnar for some goddamn reason. And then Dan loved his fucking huge-ass Warjacks from Khador so much, or Khador, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's
Khador.
like, yeah, you say that.
It's Khador.
Yeah.
It is Khador.
Khador and
It
its
is
Indictor.
Khador.
He wound up buying that, so I was like, okay, I'm going to buy one too, but I really like the idea of the religious persecution and fucking hatred and fucking knights. I was like, yeah, I'm going with this.
Well, it's because you're so religious.
That's what it is. I'm a staunch atheist that plays Menoth and Scorn, and I love both of them so much. Just armies filled with hate.
Well, the best part about Menoth is that they're just faking it. They're not really religious. They're just using that as the reason.
The thing I like most about both of those fucking armies is the fact that they're both fueled entirely by intolerant hatred. Like there's no reasonable logic or feeling behind it. They're just like, fuck everything that disagrees with us, kill it with fire and hate. And then Scorn is all like, just fuck everything and hate it and kill it. And it's a good thing, right?
Did you see the punishments for crimes in the IKRPG books?
No, what I love.
It gives examples of.
And for what faction?
It gives it for all the factions. So you'd be like, drunk in public for Cygnar is like 3 days in the stocks. Drunk in public in Menoth is death by fire. And then drunk in public in Khador is not a crime. not a crime.
I'd say
What's it for Cricks?
For Cricks, I don't think they get drunk when you're dead.
Does Cricks have citizenship?
Yes, there are human populations in Cricks. So,
But they're all like
They're
blind
all women.
slaves, right? Oh, they're all women?
With horns.
Well,
they're just
it's
I'm
generally
oddly okay with this.
it's shitty pirate communities and it's like ghettos and it's
it's basically poor population that can't leave.
the dregs of society.
We're stuck here.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna become mechanothralls. We know it.
We can't argue with anybody in power because they work with liches and undead evil forces.
Yeah.
I guess all of us will just get sacrificed to whatever the hell that is.
Are
I
we
guess
on, like,
today's Thursday.
19 now?
Yes. Which we might as well get started. Since
Yeah, we should probably do that.
I'm losing my caffeine buzz.
I'm out of tea. I don't even know what's going on with this. Let me give up on life. I have tea. Oh, you have tea?
I'm actually out as well.
Is it Long
I've
Island?
had like three refills.